From Victory Auto Sales, the tow truck driver will no longer be your best friend. Call Victory Auto Sales now, 901-380-5800 for a car that really is reliable transportation. Call 901-380-5800 now. That's Victory Auto Sales, victoryauto.org.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston. Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane. Here are Peter and Anthony with Sports 56 Mornings.
Yo! What? What? Yeah! Mama, there goes that man again.
We had listeners sending those off the air. Sending me those. I don't know if you got. Yeah, you got it. You were tagging those too.
Yeah. Fantastic. Our listeners are the best. What's up, everybody? Good morning and welcome to Sports 56 Mornings right here on Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5 FM on a beautiful Thursday morning, and it is lovely out there. Very cool, very nice. High is going to get up into the low 80s again today, so no issues, no problems, no concerns. Life is good. Tomorrow, rain. Next day, rain. But today, enjoy today. You know what? Don't borrow problems from tomorrow. That's what somebody once told me, Anthony Sane, and I agree with them. Don't borrow problems from the future. You've got enough
Let
today.
Worry about
enough
today.
On your plate. That's exactly right. It sounds a little bit like a speech. Sounds a little bit like a sermon.
Yep. Shout out to me. Shout out to me for saying that.
More pastors need to say shout out to me.
Well, they do.
Shout out to me for this lesson.
They do have their version of that. They say things like, "You preaching black man," or "You're preaching white man," or Zach can probably tell you more. I'm kind of rusty on my church lingo, so Zach can probably tell you a lot more.
Well, Zach can't say anything right now because Zach is forbidden via show rules from speaking until he has been introduced. But there you go. Welcome in, everybody, and hope you've had a wonderful evening. We're going to try our best to have a fun show for you over the next 3 hours, talking all sorts of stuff, sports, religion, politics, all the hot topics that people love to talk about.
Yes.
The stuff that brings people together, I like to say.
And tears us apart.
No. This is
we're going to bring people together today, man.
Politics and religion today, those bring people together.
We're going to discuss those in a way that can bring people together. I have an interesting story to tell, too, that can definitely bring some people together. I'll chime it up after we introduce Zach.
I'm not so sure that's the case, but anyway. I have my doubts about that, but fair enough. So as I mentioned, we'll be busy today. Coming up, of course, tonight, Game 5 could be the clincher for the Los Angeles Lakers. It could be the end of the bubble. It could be the end of professional basketball or any basketball.
As we know it,
for a little while, anyway. We'll see if the you can get a little. I know it's been a tough series for the Heat, but they might have a little surprise. Dragic might be able to play, and that would certainly help. And they've certainly fought hard. If they're clearly overmatched, but they've certainly fought hard. So we'll talk about that coming up. Also, some more news in Major League Baseball, some more news in the NFL, college football, getting ever closer. We'll talk about this upcoming weekend. We've got our friend Dustin Starr, who's going to join us at 9 o'clock to talk a little wrestling, including celebrating 30 years of Chris Jericho last night. Among other things, so we'll get into all of that coming up. If you want to join us, you can hit us up on the First Bank phone lines, 360-8255, 901-360-8255. You want to get in touch with us there, you can. You want to hit us up on the First Bank text line, you can do that as well, 67129 on the First Bank text line. And if you have never joined the show before, if you're not part of our text team, shame on you, first of all. Second of all, here's how you undo that shame. Here's how you change that. You simply text 56JOIN, 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 to 67129. Do it one time, and then you're locked and loaded. Your phone is locked in. You are locked in. You can text us anytime you want. without worrying about it. But you have to do that first. If you have never texted us before, you have to text 56-JOIN to 67129 so that your phone gets locked into the system. We don't send you anything. It's not like a mailing list or anything like that. It's just a technical thing that has to be done so that your phone can actually send us texts. Once you do it, then you can send us text, save us as a contact, and there you go. Now, do you want to go ahead and bring in our good friend?
Yes.
To the program?
Getting added responsibility added to my
What's your added responsibility?
introducing Zach. I'm never like led off the introduction for Zach.
Oh,
so it feels
okay.
good.
We'll go for it.
All right, this is my guy Zach. No, I'm just playing. I can tell you. First of all, I'll tell you the things that he's not.
Yep.
He is no longer the Prince of Whitehaven due to former 901 wrestling champion Contar Macklin, who is the king of Whitehaven, also saying that he's not Zach's dad. Kind of might be a Michael Jordan-esque type Jimmy Butler situation with that, but he claims that Zach is not his son. So Zach, by rule of Wakanda and Zamunda, is not the Prince of Whitehaven. He's also not the mayor of Westwood, as a good friend of mine, Michael Butler Jr. He writes for several publications, known photographer in the city of Memphis. He says that with him being the mayor of Westwood, that there's no way that Zach can be the mayor of Westwood also. So so he's no longer the mayor of Westwood. On my debut on this station about 2 months ago, he had a freshly clean-shaved head, so we called him the Maven of clean-shaven. And looking at this pretty much shag haircut he has hanging out the back of his hat, those days are over as well, so he's no longer the Maven of clean-shaven. At one time he claimed to be the only, he was allowed to be called the only deacon on these Memphis radio waves, and he's not even the only deacon in Memphis sports radio. So that's no longer a correct claim as well. He doesn't like meat. He also doesn't like feet. He doesn't like any type of physical interaction with women. I think at first he was.
I think that may be a little. That may be a little over the.
When I say physical, I mean we're gonna talk baseball, so he won't move past second base. He's stuck on second base, I believe. I don't know.
We've talked about the base system before on this show.
Okay, so I don't really know where he is.
Really, and we don't even really know where he is.
But as far as his Virginia is concerned, we updated him to probable yesterday. I'm not really sure where he lies as far as that's concerned. Yeah, I think those are all the things that he doesn't do. Oh, he's not down for staying awake through the day. That wants no part of that. He's the dapper napper, so to speak. People call it.
He's definitely the dapper napper.
Yeah. He's also when it comes down to his skill and productivity as a producer, he's the lord of the wrong chord, the glutton of the wrong button, the master of on-air disaster, the Drake of on-air mistakes. He's the Dean of McLean because his traffic reporting calls well-known streets within the city of Memphis like McLean. He calls those McLean, so he became the Dean of McLean. He's Darth Vegan, Sweet P3O, Artichoke Heart D2. That's about all I have for.
Cuke Skywalker, don't forget about that.
Skywalker,
Darth Vader of the Tater. He is the Deepak Chopra who loves to eat okra. He is the Master P of Catastrophe. Yeah. He's the Chief without beef. He is the Jefe of Kofefe. Yeah. He's the Sheriff of the Tariff. He's any number of things. The Marquis de Broccoli, the Viceroy of Bok Choy. I mean, you can go up and down the list, and you should. But one thing that he always is on time, and he never makes mistakes except when he does. But that's just the way that it goes with our good friend. Your good friend and mine.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is America's soy toy. Similac Zach. Zach. And there goes that man again. Boy. What up, Zach?
With all due respect.
Do you care to specifically comment on anything that was brought up in?
There's a lot of things I want to comment on.
All right,
but we ain't got much time.
We're doing okay. We got plenty.
We got plenty of time. We got 3 hours.
I mean, like, like when Saint said getting physical, I was like, wait, what are you talking?
What? Clarify for me your comfort level when it comes down to interaction. Where's your pineapple point, Zach, so to speak?
I mean, like physical interaction, like touching and stuff like that. Like
that is what physical means. Yes.
Yeah.
Physical does include touch. Yes. Doesn't mean being in the same room with each other. So physical interaction. Yeah, that's what we're talking.
Yeah, we could be in the same room with each other for sure. But I don't know. But I don't know if they're gonna expect me to go, go and push that to another level or anything. But yeah, we could be in the same room.
Right.
We could chill.
But you were appalled by me suggesting that.
Because you made it seem like I was just against physical interaction. It's like no, like I'm for it. It's
okay. It's kind of like being for a professional sports league, but not actually watching the games. It's kind of like, oh, okay, I got you. But yeah, in that case, yeah, you deserve to be outraged. Zach. I told him.
Yeah, I'm not fully outraged, but I was like, no.
Are you? No, I mean, but are you like, the Mike Pence famously had a rule about his wife that he could not be in the room.
See, no,
by himself with another woman at any point in time.
No, I have self-control, so that
you're okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Like I don't need a Mike Pence rule for myself. I'm good. Okay.
What about it? Can you be in a room alone with Mike Pence? Would that be okay?
That I can't. That man.
Could you be a fly on the wall with Mike Pence?
What about a fly on the head?
Honestly, I don't even want to be a fly on his head. Like, I'm just no, thank you. Like
I've never seen a fly that fly. That was amazing.
I've never seen a fly that comfortable being on somebody's head, like just sitting.
Oh, I truly think the fly got stuck in the hairspray. I mean, that is definitely. Yeah, he had a tremendous amount of product in his hair.
Yeah.
Like most politicians do when they're trying to get camera ready, and I'm pretty sure that fly just got stuck. Yeah, it was like a little fly paper situation.
Yeah, that sounds.
And he's like,
that sounds possible.
And he just kept playing. Finally,
after
2 minutes, he's like, yeah. And in the meantime, 2 minutes. That's the longest 2 minutes imaginable.
I also got a
moderator last night. Jeez Louise. I mean,
right. Just
she could have just been like,
Mr. Vice President, you have a fly on your head. FYI.
Or just came and swatted away or something. Anything other than just
one of these. Yeah, it'd be nice.
Got a status update on Zach too. Kantar Macklin again, commissioner of 901 Wrestling, former heavyweight champion of that same organization, says that Zach has been upgraded to the custodian of Whitehaven. He's giving you an official.
No,
he's giving you an official title.
No, I'm better than that. I'm clearly better than that.
Well, you're not the prince. What about like a little duke or something?
Yeah.
Why I gotta be a little duke? Because I'm smaller than Kantar?
Yes. You are significantly smaller than Kantar. That is true.
Yeah, Kantar is one of the most imposing gentlemen I've ever seen in my life. So
yeah, I'd love to see you in the ring with that. Would be hilarious.
Yeah. No, I can't.
You remember watching Spike Dudley back in the day?
Yeah, exactly.
Just get thrown around, just constantly, just throwing him over the top rope. Kantar, please, let's make this thing happen, please. I'm sure between Kantar, Dustin Starr, I'm sure we can find a way to get this in the ring.
Yeah, we got to. Yeah, exactly.
Nobody wants to pay to see that.
Oh no, they wouldn't pay. It'd be part of a free show. But I mean, we'd be able to. I'm sure people would go and watch
it for charity.
If it was for free or for charity, something like that, I'm sure they'd social.
Man, you're getting in the ring with Kantar, man. Just know that. Let me see if Kantar's down for that, man.
Sure.
Oh, there's no question Kantar's down for that.
Right. Okay.
It won't take long. Zach, it won't take long.
Yeah, it'll be over before you know it.
That's the problem.
Significantly less than a minute. I mean, you're talking probably 20 seconds of work, tops, 15 seconds maybe.
That's the problem. I might have to be.
Think about how much money you could raise for the feet-hating vegetarian charity of your choice.
I might have to be on my Floyd Mayweather.
You'd have to be on your Floyd Mayweather times a million.
Yeah. Just.
And even, Yeah,
Yeah.
it still wouldn't be enough.
Well, I mean, if you're saying that I'm smaller than Kantar,
Which you are. I'm not no one's saying. I mean, that's just you are.
I mean,
That's
I
what I'm
have a
saying.
height advantage where I am able to move around a little bit better.
I love hearing
You
Zach's discussion about Zach, because Zach low-key thinks he's an athlete. Like Zach low-key thinks he's
I
a,
am. Like, what is-
like he low-key thinks like he's like pretty slick out there. So I think even though he's like, I don't really want any part of it, there's some part of Zach that's like, I could run away from Kantar for a while.
I mean, like, I can make it.
Tire him out, and then I
like-
can tire him out, and then I can get him.
Like, in
Zach thinks he could win that fight.
In theory, it can happen. I'm like, I know.
See what I'm
it
talking
can
about? You see what I'm
happen.
talking about?
Hey, if you, Peter,
But
if you
am
seen
I
this movie-
willing to test that out? That's the real question.
Have y'all
Which-
seen this movie, Main Event? It's a WWE movie. Y'all seen it? It's
Oh,
it
I
came
heard
out.
about it. Yeah, I haven't seen it, man.
I don't think
might
I
be
have.
the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Just to be honest with you, but it's like a, those movies that came out during the late '90s, early 2000s, where kids were competing with pro athletes. Like it was always some type of movie like that coming out, whether it was Little Big League or some kid had like Grander Wish, and all these things where kids were operating in the real world of sports. It was all those type of movies came out. WWE tried one, and it was about this kid who had some type of mask, or where he put it on, they made him strong or whatever, and he's wrestling the WWE now, whatever. I just keep pictures Zach literally looking like a child, with guys like Kantar Backlund in the ring. Like I said, bro, Kantar is one of the most imposing dudes I can think of, and he's got Kantar's got a pressure wash business where he details cars and things like that. And him and another wrestler came by Joey's house one time. I never felt like less than a man. And when less of a man than when these two guys got out and were detailing their car. Yeah, because Kantar's a pretty big dude. So Zach, just think wisely before you agree to that, brother, because we want to see you.
Oh, I've already made my answer, man.
Oh, okay.
I got stuff to do, man. Like, I ain't got time.
Hey, you got women to make love to one day.
Yeah. Yeah, I got stuff to do.
Yeah,
man.
I hear you, brother.
I got to come up here in the morning, man. Make sure everything is set for you guys. I don't need to be in a cast, rolling up in here in a
Dexter
wheelchair.
says he's our friend from the 404 says he's the jester of Whitehaven. I think that's probably true.
Yeah,
I think you could definitely have that role. I mean, there's plenty of religious leaders. I don't think you could be the deacon. Or we can't do that. But the jester, there's definitely a role for that.
I
That
might
job
have
is
to
open.
I might do some photoshopping with with Mike being the mayor of Westwood, Kantar the king of Whitehaven, and Zach being very diminutive in the picture as the jester of Whitehaven.
Well, there's no question that you're
I
a
think that'd be
T-shirt
pretty-
game.
Yeah,
You'd
we
have
gotta make
to
that a
you'd have to make
T-shirt, yeah.
T-shirts for this. The battle for Whitehaven, the showdown, Whitehaven. Can we get a Whitehaven championship belt? Do we have a Whitehaven championship belt?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna be Whitehaven's mayor, champion, whatever, you gotta have a belt. We gotta have a belt.
Yeah,
So somebody whip up a Whitehaven championship belt, please.
Or a crown or something. Maybe a crown.
Lawler's gonna.
I feel you.
Lawler gonna get real salty.
Yeah, no. And then I got to get in a ring with Lawler. It's like not
No,
happening.
not happening.
Not
Well,
happening.
you might have a chance with Jerry. I don't know.
We had to ask.
Jerry's up there a little bit. You know what I mean? You could
Yeah.
you could probably tire him out.
We probably need to ask Dustin Starr. What does he claim leadership over? What's his governing body that he claims? About to see. About to see is Zach welcome anywhere in the city. Actually,
I'm trying to bet. We're just trying our best here.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. You saw we were talking about this. One thing I just have to say, I don't want to, like I said, I want to delve deeply into politics or anything like that. But from watching the debate last night, and it's fine, whatever. It is what it is. Like nothing too unexpected. But what is problematic? We have figured this out. We have the technology on sports radio right now. Zach. Independently can control my microphone and your microphone.
right?
If he were to set a time limit and say, okay, Peter, you can talk for 2 minutes and saying you cannot interrupt, he would have the technology to allow my mic to be open for 2 minutes. Then he could just turn it off. Then he could open your mic up, and we could prevent the interruptions. We could prevent talking over people. It is we here at Flynn Broadcasting have this technology. And I dare say that there are probably others who have it too.
The ability to mute mics, I think that's pretty universal.
The ability to mute mics and the
that's-
ability to set time limits, like this does not have to be as complicated as they seem to make this. It seems as though we cannot observe just basic rules that we put forth, and it's very, very frustrating to try to watch and be like, all right, thank you, yeah, thank you, your time's up, thank you. Cut the mic! Just there, done. Cut. Boom. Next.
Can
Not
we,
hard.
Can we give them a mock trial of what this idea is supposed to look like? Let's give them a mock trial.
Yeah, they should do like a test run.
Yeah.
Before they even get
So
started.
like saying, go ahead and say something. I'm gonna have my timer set for a minute.
All right.
Here, and say whatever comes to your head.
I'll just kind of rehash.
Don't give him a minute. Don't give him a minute.
No,
to
don't
start
give me
reading.
about
like
20 seconds.
Give him like 2 seconds.
All right.
I give you 10. I give you 10 seconds.
All
Here
right.
you go.
So yesterday we had this very controversial, heated conversation about
Hey,
about the WNBA.
I'm interrupting.
And we were talking about see how Peter just disappeared there. It's very simple. But yeah, shout out to you, Zach, for being the maestro on the ones and twos. But yeah, we were talking
saying that's your time. Saying that's your time.
But yeah, but the WNBA, man, we were talking about that yesterday.
All right, Peter, your turn.
Well, hey there, everybody. We're talking of a lot of things. Sane was real dumb yesterday and said some real ridiculous things. And, I mean, absolutely insane. I don't know how he could possibly get away with it, to be honest with you. It's embarrassing. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, now on to my major point that I first wanted to talk about. And thank you so much for
all right, Peter.
moderator. And I'm going to continue.
Peter, that's your time. Peter,
I'm going to continue
Peter,
to talk about.
That's your time.
I'm going to continue
all right,
to tell you
Go
guys.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but of course you're letting Peter get extra time after his time is over with. But I'm not gonna get into the reasons why that might be. But yeah, we were talking about the WNBA yesterday and how absolutely no one watches it, and how it's a league that can't stand on its own. But I'm supposed to take the stance that it's not terrible. When other leagues like the American Alliance of Football.
All right, Zane, that's your time, man.
Yeah, God, okay.
Peter, it's your turn, man.
Yeah, I think we've already established that Sane's probably sexist, misogynistic. There's all sorts of things that he is. I mean, we've established that, and has no princedom or principality or kingdom or anything of that nature. But I want to get to the real topic, which of course is how we would vote on these things, and would you or would you not pack the Supreme Court? Anthony Sane, let's talk about the real.
All right,
questions
Peter. Your time is up. Sane, your go.
I'm not going to talk about actual things that the moderator asked me. I mean, who's got time for that type of stuff? Let's talk about whatever I want to talk about. For example, let's talk about this great sandwich I had at what's the name? The Sunrise the other day. There was fried chicken with. I don't want to hear any fried chicken jokes, but it was a great fried chicken sandwich with honey. I had a sweet pickle on it, and amongst other things. So I'm not going to talk about.
All right, Zane, your time is up, man. Peter, your turn.
You see how hold on, let's stop for a second. You see how easy this is? Like we could do this. It's not that hard. These were little bursts. We could do. Zach was a great moderator.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. Here's my idea. So you have the whatever time limit you set. And I see this morning that they're trying to do the next presidential debate next week virtual via Zoom, and apparently Trump has already said that he's not going to do that.
He needs that chaos, man.
But anyway, the way that the whole thing works, you should start with a certain number of points or something like that. I don't know, like a score or whatever, or maybe you start with 0 and you get 5 points every time you interrupt, and 10 points every time you answer the wrong question. That was the question that was not asked at all. And
so we're playing whose line is it anyway? Is that what we're doing?
Right, and if you get to but there'd be a little scoreboard at the bottom of the thing, and if you get to a certain number of points, whatever the points is, then you're out. Like you get ejected. Like if you get to 50 points, like you're out, and your opponent gets to that the rest of the time to just talk to the American people.
Whatever you want to talk about.
Uninterrupted. That's right. So whatever they can just slander you. They can go crazy. The debate at that point is over. So you have to find some way to enforce. I mean, make it like a $10,000 fine to charity.
Right.
If you I don't know, whatever.
That sounds good for people who are in debate team or like 2 kids or whatever. But for 2 grown ass men that just so happen to be running to be president of the United States, seems like it shouldn't take all that. But that's where we are as a nation. So.
And think about it, because
2 grown ass men.
No, because
they're running for the president, the seat of president of the United States. We have to think about how we can control these 2 gentlemen. That's where we are.
And if they do it virtually, I can already see the delay in the 2, because I mean,
I'm gonna have some ghettos. Well, that's gonna happen.
And with the way our system is set up, Peter can't hear the music, so it's on like a half-second delay for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just imagine, like, you get asked the question, and you just sit there for about 10 seconds, and then you answer, like, the first, say the first 5 words, and somebody comes in and interjects, like, 20 words later. That's going to be a mess.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible.
That is so there's just some ideas, some things to kick around while we're trying to improve humanity.
Yeah,
that's really the least we could do. When we come back, we're going to talk about some other situations that are popping off, including potential change in the local designations, spacing requirements, that kind of thing, and the impact that could have sports-wise. A whole lot we'll discuss. That we'll get into last night in baseball. Anthony Sain, I'm sure, will have a huge update on everything that happened in baseball and a whole lot more. It's a beautiful, fantastic Thursday here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Memphis Tiger fans, catch the Blue and Gray Show with John Stacey and Drew Barrett, Sunday nights from 5 till 7, right here on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Napa know-how. At Napa, you can buy a 5-quart jug of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for just $27.99. And as a bonus, you'll score a $10 gift card by mail-in rebate. That's like a cherry on top of the cherry on top of your oil change. So get $10 back by mail when you buy a jug of Mobil 1. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. General States pricing. Sales prices not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 10/31/20.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
For the ones working tirelessly to keep their coworkers safe. For the ones rising to new challenges. For the ones rebuilding stronger than before. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Free access to product specialists, safety recovery guides, and 24/7 support. It's part of our commitment to help you adapt and recover in these challenging times. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop. You know, that little log cabin on Poplar, your liquor and wine oasis. The Spirit Shop has been providing sports fans their beverage needs since way back in 1969. So come in now and get ready for the big game. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, the Spirit Shop will help you celebrate or ease that pain away. The Spirit Shop is open every day, and they're located perfectly at 4848 Poplar. That's the corner of Poplar and St. Nick.
Summertime and the living is easy. No more cutting or paying utilities. Literally, you guys, Town Village Audubon Park, nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Sports 56 traffic.
There's nothing new to report as of accidents or crashes on the roadways. Just keep in mind of slow traffic on the interstates. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sain.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Is this like a remix of Kurt Angle's theme?
Yeah, so this is Kurt
suck.
Angle.
You suck.
This is Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit. Like I'm going with
Mashup.
tag team.
Oh, okay. I got you. I thought you were doing mashups. I got you.
Well, yeah.
That is a mashup.
But I bet they all won't be mashups though. Some of them just be tag team theme songs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Hey man, don't correct me, man. I know what I'm talking about.
I'm agreeing with you.
Now I'm talking about Peter, man. No, but it's just a mashup. I realize it's a mashup, bro. What I'm saying is all of them won't be mashups. There's a YouTube subculture where the people take wrestling themes and do mashups.
I know.
I thought
there's
that
all
might
kinds
have
of
been what
YouTube
he was
subcultures.
Yeah,
I thought there was all kinds of YouTube subcultures.
Yeah, I know that, man.
They're terrible.
Trash.
So what's the theme? Tag teams?
Yeah.
I swear he just said that like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, but the Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit weren't a tag team.
Yeah, they were.
So for like what, a day or something? Like they weren't like a long established. They weren't like
Okay, now you set the
Road
rules.
Warriors or
Now you
something.
set the rules of what a tag team.
Yeah. Just because you tagged them,
Well, they
once,
weren't a
doesn't
tag
make
team.
them You have to establish that everyone knows the tag team rules. You have to establish a tag team for at least. And have
Okay.
at
Then they
least
have
50
to have a
everyone knows
breakup that causes a singles rivalry between them as well. That's also
no, because the Steiner brothers never really did that. But yeah, you could certainly have that. Anyway, I just
winning the tag team championship.
Words
mean anything?
words mean things. You know what I mean? Not anymore. With tag teams, they didn't just put two dudes together. I'm talking historically, tag teams used to mean something. It's pitiful now.
So Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit actually being the tag team champions. That doesn't count as them being an actual tag team.
It's like they were like a Kane and I don't know Owen Hart or something. Like they just put people together. That does make them like a tag team that you remember.
But they had tag team music. Do you remember Edge and Randy Orton tag team? Their intro music, their little mashup music was pretty sweet.
Hey man, tag teams are different. I don't know. I feel like I'm 100 years old, man. Back in my day, tag teams it meant something.
I got another controversial.
Now you just mash up some music and it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't even mean anything. It's ridiculous.
I got a controversial.
Right. Why you always like to set up your takes? Like I got to take like you better.
No, because I'm setting it up for later on, man. This is a tease. This ain't for right now. This is when Dustin.
I thought you were doing it right now.
I like putting Dustin, who kind of rides the middle a lot. I want to try to put something out there to make him come out there in the middle a little bit.
Okay.
So I want his take on something. This is often overused trope within the WWE that should offend more people than it does.
Okay. All right. I like it. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Coming up now, we mentioned going into the break that there has been some movement over the last couple of days locally to, I would say, loosen up some of the restrictions involving COVID locally, and from the sports standpoint, that means that it's in all likelihood you're going to see significant rise in the amount of people that could be in the Liberty Bowl to watch the University of Memphis play. The restriction from being 12 feet apart is now being lowered to 6 feet apart in these areas, and I think you're seeing, as a result of that, larger capacity would be certainly a byproduct of that. You also see some regulations being loosened up on some of the establishments. You can open up till midnight as opposed to 10. You can a little changes. So these kinds of things. So Anthony Sane, I'll hand the floor to you for 2 minutes uninterrupted.
How do you hand me the floor?
Because if I'm talking, then I have the floor, and then I hand you the floor, and then when you're done talking, you hand me the floor.
So you're handing me access to the floor.
Yeah,
you're handing me authority over the floor.
I'm handing you the focal point of the discussion. Let's
Okay.
just say. You can call that whatever you like.
All right.
You want to call it the floor, you can call it the...
Sounds good.
Whatever phrasing you'd like to use.
Sounds
But I'm saying, I'm asking you the question.
I think there's something that...
Are we...
Oh, you haven't
I
asked
didn't
the question.
I didn't even ask the question yet.
That's fine, too.
Okay, what question do you want me to ask? And then you can answer the question that you want that you wanted me to ask.
I don't care about the moderators, man. I'm going to answer the question
How
that
do
I
you
want to answer.
feel? How do you feel? That's true. How do you feel about the loosening of these regulations, and what impact do you think that's going to have?
I think that, of course,
2 minutes.
it could possibly be... Are you going to meet me after 2 minutes, Zach?
No.
Okay.
No,
I just want to make sure.
no.
If I wanted to make sure you start my clock over. I didn't want
No,
this.
I have my timer set here just in case, but no, we don't have to do that.
I think that is. I think that people I don't know how to say this without. I'm trying not to have people mad at me for 2 days in a row, but I think that your typical college football fan, kind of as a result of some of the backlash about certain regulations and certain rules, I'm kind of concerned as what they will do when you allow more of them to come into a stadium or an arena or whatever. But I think that it could be good for the bottom line of these schools and these universities. So we just saw University of Memphis had to lay off a ton of people in their PR department. Their people who work with the media relations and those type of things. So I think the opportunity for some of these schools to make more money off of something that's happening anyway. I mean, they're going to play the games regardless. So I'm just hoping this can be a way to generate more revenue. I think that even with the provisions they had in place, that people still were violating those anyway, going within 6 feet of each other. So I think that kind of making it official is a good thing. This might just be weird hope that I have just looking through my lens, but I'm seeing more people that are seeming to be pretty accepting of wearing masks. And it seems, I hate to use the word new normal because I don't plan on doing this for the rest of my life. But I don't really want to normalize mask wearing like it's an everyday thing forever and having to make sure I got a mask like it's my keys and my wallet. But I do see more people that seem to be cognizant of it and are trying to do the right thing and are trying to look out for themselves and for each other. So I'm hoping that as more leniency is given, especially since we're being rewarded our dessert before we finish our dinner, so to speak, I'm just hoping that more people would look at that as a privilege and not as something that's an entitlement. I want to go to an arena and see fans there and it be successful and there are little to no cases or people wearing masks the whole time or just sitting close to their family members, the people they brought with them. And I love for that to happen. I love for Grizzly games to happen. I would love to see all that happen. But we as people have to take the responsibility that this isn't a entitlement. It's a privilege, and we have to do what we have to do to keep it that way and to be able to go watch games in person. And with, in essence, twice as many people now since the provisions on the distance has changed.
Yeah, I think the reasonings behind it, that's all a positive thing. The fact that people in the stadium responded well first time out to the restrictions. That's good. The fact that the cohort thing has worked out well, that you have smaller groups, that's worked out okay. The transmission rates. The thing that we've seen though, and you just have to kind of be careful, be mindful of this, is that we're seeing it across the country now and again, and you can look at Wisconsin as the latest rate, and the chance of that in New York as well. But when people start to feel comfortable and start to get a little loose with all this, because I agree with you that anecdotally I see many more people wearing masks now.
Right.
I see most places pretty much mask is the norm and not wearing a mask is unusual. So that's good. I think we've gotten to that point. It's been a long road, but we've gotten to that point, and that's a positive thing. I think people are being pretty mindful of that in the public space. I do think privately people are struggling with that. I've seen some my own personal anecdotal examples of that, but there are others. I'm sure everyone has the same thing where you get in somebody's house or you have people over and you sort of think that like the virus is not there, like everything's cool now. That's not how this thing operates, and people getting together and trying to have get-togethers and functions and parties and stuff, and that's you can't. We're not to that point.
Yeah.
People think, oh, it's fine. In public space we do this, but in private space everything's cool. Like it doesn't. So we've seen so many examples around the world and around the country where you think, oh man, you're in good shape, everything's cool. This thing's down, the transmission rate's down, everything's cool, and then 2 weeks, 4 weeks later, right back up.
Right.
I mean, you can look at any number of curves that are taking that exact thing because we don't have it.
Right.
It's just going to get more and more difficult now that the cold and flu season is here. You can go get your flu shot. I encourage you to go get your flu shot now. That would help. That would definitely help everybody, help yourself and everybody else. So definitely go do that. So that's only going to make it tougher. I just worry that there's such a thirst for getting back to quote unquote normal life. And I certainly share that. I'm with you. I want to go to games. I want to go to do all the stuff. I want to do everything that I used to do and have it back to normal. I want the kids back to school normally, all that stuff.
It's like in the last, since March, we all kind of look at March the 11th as D-Day, so to speak, when the world broke open, when the NBA suspended its season, we really understood that COVID-19 was real. Because I remember one of my last tweets that I tweeted out at an actual NBA game was we were losing. We came back in Orlando, a game the Grizzlies ultimately lost.
Yep.
A comeback against Orlando, and the crowd got into it. And I texted out just this super, like, only if I knew then what was coming. You know what I mean? I texted out this tweet saying, imagine us doing this without fans. Well, like kind of an eye roll attitude to the suggestion of not having fans in an arena or whatever. And just wishing, of course I didn't see where we are now back then because I thought it was like, okay, what is, I mean, we're talking about some type of flu or something. So, and I remember, what's his name? He used to be the coach of the Bulls. Fred Hoiberg. They showed a video clip of him sick on the sideline. And I was like, my eyes were rolling so bad because I'm like, bro, like, really? They were saying, oh, man, this is getting bad. But he didn't even have COVID. He had, like, the flu or something. He had, like, a cold.
Man.
And they showed a picture of him on the sideline like, with his head hung over, like, oh, God, R.I.P. Fred Hoiberg. He's about to die on the sideline.
Oh, that was
rough.
We were just, that night was so bad, man, because it was like so much fear that was out there. And over time, we all, because I had my precautions, I had my doubts about the whole COVID-19 thing, but as more education, more comes out, more facts come out, and you take the emotions away and you start looking at the logic of it. I mean, I think we're at the point now where if you're still talking conspiracy and you're still talking, my rights and being muzzled like a mad dog, I think if you're doing those type of things now, you're really on the wrong side of this at this point, as far as trying to protect everyone. And us getting through this unknown, I think that people, when it comes down to COVID-19, we talk so much about the things that are known things you can control, like death or sickness or the symptoms of it, all those type of things, instead of talking about the unknowns of it. Like there's so many things about COVID-19 that we have no clue what they'll do. We're not even a year into it being here. And we don't really know what the long-term effects of. I just wish that the people treated it like something like just kind of taking a look at what Batman said in Batman versus Superman, when he said if there's a 1% chance of Superman is a threat, we have to treat it like it's a 100% chance. You know what I mean? And I wish that we had taken that approach to this whole thing, and maybe we wouldn't be here. Just looking at it as from a sports state of mind, where we looked at it like it was nothing. It was something we shouldn't have to worry about. And now here we are, trying to figure out how we can, just get back to normal, man. And I was just like, before I went into what I was talking about now, I was going to mention that since March 11th, since D-Day, I've probably shaken hands with people twice. You know what I mean? Like I've had hand-to-hand contact with maybe 2 people this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then you're instantly going to hit hand sanitizer. Oh crap! Like somebody snuck a handshake in on me, but and I did it because I knew I had hand sanitizer. Those type. It's like, bro, that's something. Bro, like we go to Grizzlies games and we all shake each other's hands. We high five during the games. We sitting right next to each other. We lean over. Hey, let me tell you what's really going on behind the scenes with that story. You know what I mean? All that type of stuff. Like, bro, it's like everything is so different now. You know what I mean? And I want things to get back to normal. I don't want this to be normal at all. But as a country, as sports fans, we really went about it the wrong way. The sense of entitlement, like, you got to have football. The kids got to go to school. Yeah, so let's do what we have to do to make those things happen. Like Project Pat said, man, we wasted the summer. We wasted the months that we should have jumped on top of this, and here we are now still trying to climb our way out. And, we talk about stuff like the NFL and how many cases does it take before they shut it down, or do they have a plan, do they not have a plan? Like, we shouldn't be talking about that, man. We should be in field arenas watching football, field stadiums watching games.
I mean, the thing is that we can't even be, there's nowhere where there's filled stadiums. I mean, like, it's just nowhere in the world. Even the places that took a whole different approach and much more aggressive
even
approach.
Even places where they probably could do it. Where they probably could pull it off. They're not even doing it.
I mean, it's just it's crazy. But the thing that we have a knack of putting the cart before the horse in this thing, and like you got to go after the virus part before you can start doing the normal part, not the other way around. If you start doing the normal part before you get the virus part, then you're going to just go right back to where you were, and you're going to have all kinds of issues, and rates are going to continue to rise, and all that stuff. I never thought we'd get to. I mean, if I'm just being totally candid, like I never thought we'd get to this point where you'd have 200,000 people that have died, 210,000, I guess. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, there's just a big section of folks who just kind of shrug that off. Like, it's just, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes. Like, I can't, that level of indifference, and callousness, and just not caring.
Yeah. And just trying to equate it all to how many people are dying. Like, did they die?
Trying to find some way to, like, play it down or play.
Right.
Like, it's just it's crazy to me how politicized the whole thing has gotten, and it's like So I mean, on the one hand, I'm glad that we have I'm glad that there's some like opening up in the whole situation. I'm glad that we're seeing a little more loosening, as long as it's done responsibly and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't handle this well.
No.
We didn't handle this well in the summer, so that makes me a little nervous about handling it at this point in time now. And it's really unfortunate that all the leadership that has been involved from a national, state, federal level, from the CDC, from the World Health Organization, all these people that are supposed to be in charge and be the adults in the room and be able to give you sane advice, have not been able to do that. Have been consistently changing, and to this point now. The World Health Organization at this point right now says that 3 feet is acceptable spacing in a room, as long as no one is symptomatic, which is that's just been proven. That's proven. Like, that's wrong. That's not accurate. But that's the supposed World Health. Like, so if that's the case, if the CDC, who has revised their rules over and over and over again, and companies and teams and organizations try to use those as the baseline, what chance does anybody else have? What hope do the rest of us have? So it's just been disappointing. I think even locally, the health department has not been particularly clear about certain designations of, like, certain restaurants are limited service, but they have to do this. But then Beale Street's carved out because it's a historical district. And No, it just doesn't. Now the municipalities can kind of do what they want with schools, but not the we're all in this thing together, man.
We got to be.
Well, you know what? We're supposed to be, but as it's become very clear, we're not at all in this thing together, because there are certain people who feel like that they can just do whatever they want. Saw a story this morning about where the chief of staff at the White House, he in middle of the pandemic, in the middle of the end of May, had a wedding with hundreds of people in a giant space, had more bridesmaids than were allowed to have people congregated together by law. There were only 10 people that are supposed to be together in any particular space, and there were 11 bridesmaids.
Right.
Not to mention groomsmen, not to mention anybody else. It's like, you see these people cavorting and this whole thing up and having these little, like everyone else is just a bunch of chumps. So, we're not in this thing together, unfortunately.
Yeah, which is sad, man. Like, it's not it doesn't feel like it's free thinking. Like, people talk a lot about having their own mind and not being sheep, but even the people who are saying that you're getting pumped what you think from someone else. You know what I mean? And it's like, it just doesn't seem like people are thinking, okay, what makes sense versus it doesn't seem like what makes sense versus what doesn't make sense. It's like people are clearly taking sides based on some political faction or something. I'm like, man, that's the dumbest thing in the world, to base your individual thoughts on what's the best thing to do, the best practice in a situation like this. And we just live in weird, wild times, man. And we promote people as champions and promote people as people of influence. And it's just like, bro, how is that person's logic the logic that you want to use? Like I told you, I was listening to national radio on my way to the show the other day, and the radio host was saying how he didn't understand how, he's like, what's the point of going to a restaurant and when you're sitting at your table you don't have to wear a mask, but in any other location in the restaurant you have to have a mask on. Like, why are they giving me a hard time by having a mask on when I'm walking to the door and waiting on the table and in the bathroom, these type of things? I'm like, man, it's really not that hard to understand because you're in a common area where there are other people that aren't in your party. I mean, like this. I mean, why is he? You know what I mean? Like that's obvious. Like it's obvious that when you're in this restaurant that if you're at the table with people that you know, your family, sure, you want to take your mask off, sure, because you have to eat. But if you're in the common area where people are standing, congregating, waiting for a table or whatever, why don't you understand that you need to put a mask on?
Lots more to continue.
Yeah.
We got to stop here. We'll continue. Your Family Leisure Studios, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96, 98.5.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
If ever there was a time for comfort food, this is it. And there's no comfort food like Sunrise on Jefferson. Fresh-made breakfast featuring Sunrise's signature homemade square biscuits or the huge selection of hot, fresh, and fast lunch items are all part of what has always made Sunrise the most comforting of comfort foods in Memphis. Of course, everything that can be done to keep you and the staff safe at Sunrise is a top priority. And you can always order ahead and get delicious Sunrise to go. At a time this confusing, it's good to know there's one thing you can count on: Sunrise.
A good friend of mine often says that golfers are the best athletes. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors. Now, I don't want to embarrass Ed by mentioning his name, but if you stop and think about it, he may be right. Just like the best real estate agent may not be who you think. Like a left tackle in football, a golfer hits it hard off the tee. Like a sprinter, the golfer walks down the fairway to reach his ball. Then like a quarterback who wants to connect with a distant target, the golfer hits the ball again, and in my case, again and again and again. So if you or someone you know is thinking of selling a home, draft your team by interviewing the players. Find out who will block that offensive lineman from knocking your deal down, and find out about the Shell Bucks option play. When interviewing, call or email me to find out why people often say, when you want the job done, call Shell Done. You can reach me at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. That's 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com. Do it now and don't fumble that ball.
Cleanings, checkups, and cavities? Have Dr. Chang's dental practice at capacity.
Patient in room 1 is getting a root canal. The x-rays in room 2 are going to have to wait. We're down to 1 hygienist.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Ben Swinger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 125 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Ben Swinger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. 2 Memphis locations, 1 in Midtown on Hollywood Street across from the Liberty Bowl, and 1 in Cordova off Germantown Parkway next to the Fox and Hound. Visit their website, benswingerglass.com. Ben Swinger Glass.
You know what sounds good? Fresh sandwiches and salads, homemade soups and desserts. And you know where to find all this delicious food? Paradise Cafe at Poplar and Ridgeway in the Regalia Shopping Center. The name says it all. Paradise Cafe makes their food fresh. Salads, sandwiches, cookies, and brownies. Hand-selected fruit, pimento cheese, even 4 kinds of chicken salad. The homemade soups change daily. They're said to be the best in the city. Try the signature turkey burger on ciabatta or shrimp salad on a croissant. Then top it off with a low-fat shake. Paradise Cafe has 11 kinds. Paradise Cafe, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 to 2:30. Observing current social distancing guidelines with patio seating. Curbside pickup and delivery are also available. Fresh and homemade for you. That's Paradise Cafe in the heart of East Memphis at Poplar and Ridgeway inside the Regalia Shopping Center. You know what sounds good? Paradise Cafe.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
We've got a little breaking news this morning. More positive COVID tests on the Titans facility. Titans were working out over at, apparently some of the Titans, including Ryan Tannehill, were working out at MBA, high school. I don't know why they thought they could work out at high school and no one would notice, but turns out that when you work out in high school in the middle of the day, people do notice.
Yeah.
So, wow, these are large
grown millionaires
working out on a high school track. This is interesting. That's
yeah.
So that's so there are a couple more positive tests now, so you can throw those into the mix, which means
oh boy,
I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna
tighten up.
I don't know if they're gonna play.
Tightness.
This is good God.
Man.
God, I mean, they can't forfeit the game apparently because the forfeiture rules were put in place too late for this particular game, so they won't be able to forfeit the game. But I don't know what they'll do. I don't know what they can do.
Replacement players. Maybe get some of those kids from that high school team too.
I don't know. All I'm saying is you just made me want to go to Sunrise. You were talking about last segment. That's all I really want.
Yeah, man, the Rooster.
That sounds better. I know you got a good story about it last night. We'll talk. We can talk about it after this. But
that's cool, man.
I gotta tell you, the folks at Sunrise, they make you feel better.
Yeah,
because there's not a lot of things in this world you can count on anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But you can count on that. You can count on those biscuit sandwiches, whether it's the Rooster with, like you said, the chicken and the honey and the little sweet pickle on top, or whether it's pimento cheese or fried green tomatoes or bacon egg cheese. There's any number of things you can do. They're all wonderful, but it's up to you really. You just know it's going to be good, and it's going to be easy. You can go to sunrise901.com and order it. You know that you can pick it up, no problem. You know that you can do all those things. That's something that would make it easy for you, make you feel better instead of going to get a pre-processed, just like whatever breakfast it's been sitting in the warmer forever. No, these are all scratch-made, fantastic, delicious, wonderful. You'll thank me, just like Anthony Sane has done. Man,
shout out.
Open my eyes. Open my eyes to Sunrise. Wonderful. Shout out to Ryan and the whole crew over there. They do a wonderful job. Check it out, sunrise901.com. It's worth checking it. Hour number 2, we're going to hear Anthony Sane's story. We'll talk a little bit more about this Titans news. We'll talk about what's happening in college football as well. Dustin Starr coming up at 9 o'clock. A busy show here on this Thursday. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
It is time for the final clearance sale at James Davis Men's Store in the Laurelwood Shopping Center. Listen to this, 70 to 80% off on all spring and summer merchandise. You heard me, James Davis, 70 to 80% off on all spring and summer merchandise. Unreal selection of sports coats and sports shirts for your next Zoom call. Limited selection of shorts and knits, but there are some. If you get there, you'll get 70 to 80% off. Here's some of the brands you can save on during this incredible sale. Peter Millar, Sandstrom, Mac 5 Pocket. I'm talking 70 to 80% off while it lasts. The only place in Memphis that you can find the Stant custom shirt and pants system. Only at James Davis, this exclusive store for this unique custom fitting apparel where shirts start as low as $98, pants at $168. Go see it to believe it. The clearance sale at James Davis.
Kevin Harlan and Tony Baselli here from Westwood One with a Thursday night football preview. From Soldier Field in Chicago, Nick Foles and the Bears will take on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tony, both come in with records of 3-1, but Brady and the Bucs seem to have more momentum thanks to a 3-game winning streak.
And Kevin, the story all year has been about Tom Brady and Father Time. When is it going to catch up to him? Well, he had a little message for Father Time, and that's 5 touchdown passes, and this Buccaneer offense is rolling. A great comeback win against the Chargers. And they face Chicago Bears and Nick Foles, who are struggling to score points. Nick Foles is going to have to get his act together to keep up with Tom Brady.
We invite you to join us for all the action when the Bucs meet the Bears on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Napa know-how. At Napa, we've teamed up with AAA to save you 20% online or in-store. That's why they call us the Savings Dream Team. Okay, we're the only ones calling us that. But it's true. Your AAA membership can save you 20% at Napa. So we're basically superheroes with the most specific power ever, saving you 20%. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
20% off regular retail prices with valid AAA membership card. Offer ends 10/31/20.
Whether you want the new oven for that old family recipe or the more efficient washer to shorten laundry day, the Home Depot can help you find the appliances you need faster and easier. With top brands like Samsung, GE, LG, and Frigidaire, and free delivery. You can bring style and function home with fall savings on your next appliance at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on purchases $396 or more, valid through October 21st, U.S. only.
Have you thought about the holidays yet? Our friends at Window Genie not only clean windows, gutters, and concrete, they also hang holiday lights. Window Genie has a Christmas light rental program that includes custom design, installation, maintenance, takedown, and storage for your home or office. The best part, they're offering 15% off if you book by November 1st. Spend more time with friends and family this year and less time on the ladder. Call today for a free estimate, 901-424-4100. Window Genie, 901-424-4100.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry: Honda mowers, trimmers, and generators, Steel blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws, Echo trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws, plus quality products from Red Mat and Shindawa. And they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
It's back. The Carhartt Crazy Sale at Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch. Visit Frontier this month for huge markdowns on clearance Carhartt items. The latest fall line just launched, and Frontier is fully stocked. We've got jeans, shirts, bib overalls, jackets, coats, gloves, belts, boots, and more. And to make room for the new items, we've discounted a number of short sleeve plaids and t-shirts. Save up to 50%. All Carhartt jeans are now $5 off. This is the last jean sale of the year, so stock up now for yourself or someone else for the upcoming holidays. Christmas will be here before you know it, so you might as well save some cash now on what you know you'll need. All this month, we are including a buy one, get one half price sale on all novelty t-shirts by Simply Southern, Girly Girl, Live Oak, and more. It's the Carhartt Crazy Sale and more. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch. On the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Hey friends, all aboard to A&J Catfish Station's newest location in Millington at 7838 Church Street. A&J Catfish Station has delicious light battered farm-raised catfish and mouth-watering big fried shrimp. Try the popular blackened catfish or fresh fried filet and whole channel catfish. Then there's mouth-watering mac and cheese, homemade tartar sauce, great burgers and fries, and fresh vegetables. Got a sweet tooth? Enjoy A&J's Peach Cobbler, voted #1 in Memphis. A&J Catfish Station, now the new location in Millington at 7838 Church Street. We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
We only got one accident on the roadways this morning. That's on Pleasant Ridge Road at Covington Pike. That's Pleasant Ridge Road at Covington Pike. And that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Hour number 2. Here. Beautiful day. It's already mid-60s, going to be touching on, just tickling the ivories of the 80-degree mark today. With a few clouds in the sky. Rain expected over the weekend as Hurricane Delta starts to do its thing, unfortunately. So keep an eye on that, but enjoy some nice weather today. Peter Edmondson, Anthony Sane with you, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5. We're in the Family Leisure Studios. A reminder, too, you can go get your Sports 56 mask over at Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Get that while supplies last to go and mask up and support us in the process. And if you give it to Anthony Sane and you send it in, he will sign it for you and send it right back.
I'm going to say shout out for wearing your mask. Don't be trash.
Don't be trash. That's a beautiful statement for everybody. Zach, will you sign it as well?
Yeah, if somebody asks.
Okay. All right. You'll sign it. Will you sign it soy toy?
No, because it's not gonna be in my brain to say, let me sign.
I'm good. No, if somebody asks you,
somebody say, will you sign this as the soy toy? Will you do it?
Will you sign this as Darth Vegan? Will you sign this as? Come on, man.
After my name.
Give the people what they want.
After my name, like after I say Zach Boyd, and then I give you what you want.
What if it was a lady and she solicited you a favor for an autograph?
What's that favor?
You tell me. You tell me where you draw the line.
It depends on the favor, man.
Okay.
It depends.
Oh, okay.
All right.
If she
okay.
asking for if she asking for $5, like, yeah, I'm like, let's do the Lord's will. Let's give her $5. You know.
Nah, she wants you to. No, she's wanting your autograph, but she said she'll solicit a favor for you for your autograph.
Oh no, that won't be necessary.
But for $5, you would do it.
No, that won't be necessary.
No, it won't be necessary, but it might be enjoyable.
Sure, I guess maybe
necessary is not really what we're talking about.
Would you lock yourself in a 6x6 room? Something like this studio. This is a little bit more than 6x6. Would you lock yourself in a room like the size of this studio with a woman for $1,000?
Yeah, because I can control myself, man. Like, that's easy money, man.
Easy money, man.
Being locked up in a room with a woman for $1,000, that's easy.
What if it was Tyra Banks?
Easy. Like, easy, man. Like,
for those of you who don't know, Zach has a crush on older women, and Tyra Banks is up there.
Actually, I was thinking about that. Like
Angela Bassett. What if it's Angela Bassett?
No.
What if it was Eartha Kitt?
What if it was Oprah?
No.
Gayle King?
No. No, they're best friends. Couldn't.
Kamala Harris?
No. Why? No. I actually gave it some thought, like a couple of weeks ago.
About who? Your updated crush?
Maya Angelou.
Yeah, my.
All right, chill out, Peter. He's about to update his crush list.
I think Maya Angelou's on it. My understanding.
Yeah. Harriet Tubman.
No.
So join the truth. He's got a new list.
Oh man, Rosa Parks.
No,
it's like a woman who takes a stance, man.
Whew.
All right, come on, Zach. You got a new crush, man. Come on.
Not a new crush, but I actually took some time, and I was like, that makes a lot of There's a singer by the name of Shalea. Her name is Shalea.
Shalea. Her last name is Shalea.
No, that's her first name.
Spell it, please.
Shalea.
Shelea.
Not to be mistaken with Shalimar.
No.
Okay.
Shalea.
Yeah.
Shalea. Okay. All right. Oh. Okay. Well, that checks out. I'm just going to tell you that. I take a look at her, and that definitely checks out. You definitely have a type, Zach.
How? Okay.
Are you seeing this, Shane?
How do I have a type?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She was like she's about 50 years old.
No. No. Stop.
Shellea?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shellea, yeah.
She's an attractive woman, but she's
yeah. I mean, it's no problem.
She's 28, guy. Like
she's not.
She's
no,
my
she
age.
is not.
Yes,
No,
she
she's
is.
not.
Like
There's no way.
I've checked and double checked. She is my age. She is like near my age.
Man, she fine.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
It's good.
Oh man,
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, man. You like? Hey, man, what you eat make you?
Hey,
don't
that's
get it.
no. Listen, there's no problem. There's no problem.
Yeah, man.
I don't get it, man. But there's another one.
She's 40, Zach.
No.
Yes, she is. She's 40 years old, Zach. She was born 1980. She was born
She's
August
40 years
24th,
old,
1980. She's 40 years old,
R&B
Zach.
singer Shellea,
Man.
40 years old. Man, what is wrong with
It is-
But you just
How old are you, Zach?
No, man. Zach is trolling, man. Zach, no, man.
I'm sick.
There's no way. There's no way in the world. Zach, no, man.
I am sick right now because
Zach is doing this on purpose, man.
I
No,
promise you, I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm
he's not doing.
sick.
No,
I
he's
am
not doing this on
sick.
purpose. I promise you that.
I'm sick.
You are sick. No, it's not sick. It's fine. You got a thing.
No,
there's no problem with that.
No, because I
like a
clearly,
older lady. No problem.
No, I clearly I thought she was like my age, or just either like
How do you can look at this woman and she's clearly not your age.
Looks can be
It's
deceiving.
very clear.
Peter.
Zach, what is wrong with you, man? Like, come on, man. Let's talk.
Nothing is wrong with me.
Why do you desire women that are 15 years older than you?
Well, first of all, I
that's
didn't
fine.
realize she was much older than she was because I thought she was like near
And
my
what made
age.
sure I think that woman was in her 20s? She's obviously 40 years old.
Because I thought I looked it up. I looked it
Zach,
up myself.
she's a
man.
beautiful woman. I'm not gonna say
She
she's not an
is.
attractive
Yeah.
woman.
Absolutely.
But for you to look at her and think that
for
she's
you,
25.
but you're 25 years old. So
I
that's
didn't
okay.
say 25. Like she late 20s.
She's
early
40, Zach.
She just got out of 30, saying just
No, there's no way Zach. No way he made that by mistake, man. You're trolling at this point.
No, I'm not.
No,
what
not-
trolling about her age
No,
or by?
you're trolling him like, oh, I got this girl, I got this new crush. Yeah, she's my
No,
age.
this is nothing new, man. Like I've always liked Shellea for a minute.
Yeah, okay, this is when you get this revelation of who you have to sit down and think about who your actual celebrity crush is.
Yeah,
And you come out with a lady who's 40 who you thought was 25.
I thought she. Nah, I wouldn't say 25. I thought she was in her late 20s, early 30s.
Zach, there's something that happened in your childhood that we need to get to.
How? Man? How? What? There's
We're-
nothing happening in my childhood. Man.
We're here for you, man. Like, we can talk you through all this. All jokes aside, we'll talk you through this. We'll make sure.
I have not experienced any type of pain
or trauma
or
disappointment or-
nothing, man.
I mean, she's an attractive woman, man. But the fact that you said, "Oh yeah, she's my age," and she's clearly
I thought
40
she
years
was of my age because I looked her up a couple of times to check her to see how old she was.
Shout out to my friend Michael Butler Jr. Let me look at a video because Mike always said, "Don't ever look at a woman's pictures. Find a video of her somewhere online."
Hey, I just found a video. It's not the video is not. I mean, the video is similar. I found a video, a recent video of her.
Well, here's one
It's
from
not-
2011 when she was 30. Let me see how she looked then.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different deal. But yeah, I saw one from 3 or 4 years ago. She looked exactly. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have thought she was 25, which is cool. Like I said, no problem with that. It's fine with me. I'm 40, so no problem.
Yeah, man, she's attractive.
Doesn't matter to me. But I mean, for me, it's cool. But for Zach, 25. Hey man, listen, you do what you think. You do your thing. God bless you. That's what you're into. Then that's nothing wrong with that. Don't let anybody shame you.
No,
There's no
don't
kink
let me
shaming
shame
on
you,
this
man.
show.
Don't let me
There's
shame
no
you,
kink
bro.
shaming
That's
on this
what
show.
you
If that's what you're into, it's no problem.
We not old lady shaming on here, man. That's what you like. That's what you like, bro.
Why you gotta say old lady shaming?
I mean, if you a mom POV guy, that's you, man.
No,
I mean, that's what you want to have a subscription to, man. Who am I to knock you, bro?
No, A listener just texted in and said, "Give the people what they want, Zach. Stop making up names."
Give us a real person, bro.
This is a real. She's a real person. She's a musician.
She's a very attractive lady. I'm looking at a video from about 5 months ago. She is attractive, but nothing in me makes me think that she's 20-something years old.
No, not in the world. No chance. All right, so
and she's a gospel singer, is that?
No, she's jazz.
Soul singer.
Yeah, soul jazz singer.
Right, because I see she's done a lot of like spiritual.
I mean, there's definitely some crossovers.
She just got done doing a film with the Clark sisters. They did a biopic of the Clark sisters.
Oh, she was in that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, a bit. Have you introduced yourself to her via Instagram? Or?
No.
Okay. Got to pull some weight, man. You're a radio producer.
We'll see.
Let's get her on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Come on, Zach.
Yeah, I hit up her people. I go
make that happen.
Check. I will.
Go on, Zach. Let's make it happen. Meanwhile, as we mentioned in hour number one, the Titans have 2 more positive COVID tests. They had one today and then one that was inconclusive yesterday, confirmed positive today. That means there's now 23 positive tests within the Titans organization over the last 2 weeks. The facility's closed. They're still prohibited from in-person gatherings or activities. The game last week against the Steelers was rescheduled, but now you certainly have to wonder how in the world the Bills would feel comfortable flying into Nashville and hanging out at this facility. Given everything that's happened, I have absolutely no idea.
See, when
Titans
I say
maintain that Titans maintain they followed all the rules, but as I mentioned yesterday, Paul Kaharski reporting that the Titans had multiple in-person gatherings off-site that were not authorized and not allowed by the rules, and that probably contributed to some of this, to be quite honest with you. So there you go.
Yeah. When I say things like Nashville is trash, y'all get mad at him. I get mad at him. What do you want me to say, man? The entire NFL is doing pretty much relatively fine. You got these, you got Nashville just going crazy.
Oh, it's embarrassing. I mean, it's a big
I'm glad I don't live in the
organization.
state of Tennessee, man. I'm glad that Memphis is its own, independent sub-state. It's an
I wish that were the case. I wish that were the case.
What do you mean? You wish that was the case? It is the case.
Because the state laws still apply here, so you try to not follow.
I hear what you're saying. I don't live in Tennessee.
Yeah, like I said, you'll when the state troopers come or when the whoever you'll be reminded. Sadly, that you.
No, I'll remind. I'm a sovereign citizen of the city of Memphis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't do that.
That won't go out the way I.
You don't want to establish.
It's not gonna work the way I plan.
You don't want to get in that situation at all.
Yeah, trust me, I know.
I ain't
yeah, I've seen that go bad.
I tell you that, but I don't think I need to tell you that. But that's probably not going to go well.
Yeah.
So don't do that at all.
I'm here to remind you.
It's kind of embarrassing at this point. Like, I mean, come on. The rest of the NFL's trying to do their thing. For the most part, it's been pretty good. Like, I mean, you've got a few here and there. Stephon Gilmore, most notably from the Patriots, but there are a few others. But by and large, it's been pretty okay.
Except
the Titans are out here are just 23 tests within the organization.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know what they're going to do at this point. I wouldn't, if I'm the Bills, I don't want to cancel a game, but I also don't feel comfortable just flying in there in the middle of that whole situation. You can't put plexiglass up over the entire out in the field between the. You're at some point you're going to have some physical contact in a football game, so that probably wouldn't be all that great. Also,
make it do like battle.
Can we talk? Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd like to see that. Can we talk about J.J. Watt, the coach killer? J.J. Watt got into a heated exchange with former Texans head coach and GM Bill O'Brien during a recent practice. The incident was a couple weeks ago, according to multiple reports and ESPN as well. A verbal blow-up that happened, and that's when O'Brien completely lost the team. That's why they got rid of him. Now, what's interesting is that you don't hear J.J. Watt necessarily described as a coach killer or as a problem in the locker room or as a locker room cancer or anything like that.
Right.
But maybe you should. I don't know. Because he's basically he got this guy fired. I mean, he flat out and he said afterwards, I'm not going to talk about what happened at practice or whatever conversations were had or whatever it might be. The situation is what it is, and we have a fresh start.
Well, we talked about Bill O'Brien should have been fired a long time ago anyway. But I do get the point that you're making about how there is that double standard where no one's really calling J.J. Watt the actual coach killer in this situation when it clearly appears to be the other way. It clears that he was the quote unquote agitator in this situation. But yeah, you probably won't hear too much of that.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't really have an issue with players, having verbal spats or whatever with coaches. Right. Like, I don't really think that's a problem. Some people think that's an issue. Like, I think as a coach, you have to. That's just part of it, especially with professional athletes and grown adults. That's just part of the gig. You have to treat people with respect, and you have to be willing to work with them and willing to listen when they have legitimate problems and work through that. But what I'm saying is that if you're going to go out and you're going to start calling other players problems and you're going to start talking about locker room culture and throw out all these nonsense terms that really don't mean anything unless you're in that locker room itself, then you have to let the opposite be true as well when a guy is clearly an instigator behind getting a coach fired. Even if it's deservedly so or whatever, that's the kind of stuff that certain players, for certain reasons, would have attached to them as a red flag, as a reputational issue. Like, oh, you can't deal with this guy. He's he's a bit of a problem. He's going to come after you. He's blah, blah, blah. Like all that stuff. It's just interesting how it doesn't stick to J.J. Watt. And I think that's something to just kind of keep an eye on when you're talking about this sort of thing. Not everything what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You know what I mean? And what everybody says about certain things, just make sure it applies across the board. Just make sure you're mindful that it applies across the board, because that's just how it's supposed to be.
And it seems like the frustration was coming in defense of maybe Deshaun Watson. Did you see that part about it? Yeah, he was saying that Watson is an incredible quarterback, and he's the face of the franchise. He's the future of the team and the city. We have to do whatever we possibly can to make sure that he's in the best position to have success and to lead this place to success not only this year, not only next year, but the next 10 years. So he's referring to like some contract stuff, right?
Well, I mean, not only about contract stuff. I mean, they've taken care of his contract, but it's about making sure that the team is good,
geared around him
and decent and geared around him and everything else. Like that's just the way that it's supposed to be. So. Right. I think that's part of it, and they did not take care. Quite obviously, they did not take care of. DeAndre Hopkins, who didn't get his stuff taken care of, and he came out yesterday and talked about how he didn't. He felt like it was it was not a fair assessment of how he was taken care of, that kind of thing. So it is a challenge to do this stuff, and I mean, as we said, I think Bill O'Brien clearly was just.
But it sounds like he had
in every way.
Sounds like he had a confrontation with Bill O'Brien, the GM, more so than Bill O'Brien, the coach, more than likely as far as that's concerned. Of course, he was serving two roles. Unfortunately, that's where we are right there. A reminder that we love to help people make money. I love to help people make money. And here in Tennessee, sports betting is almost here. And FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you an exclusive offer to get started. Right now, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving users $50 in free bets just for signing up. You heard that right. They're giving you $50 in free site credit to register and verify early. No deposit required. Here's what you got to do. When you download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and check out their fantastic app for yourself, sign up, register using promo code BIGHEAD. That's me. Big Head. I'm telling you about it. I got a giant dome. That's how you remember it. Big Head. Promo code BIGHEAD. BIGHEAD. Use that promo code BIGHEAD to get $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. FanDuel is America's #1 sports betting site for a reason. They've got odds on all the biggest sports and a simple, intuitive app that makes it so easy to find the bet you're looking for, and then you just lock it in. And you know what? When you win, that sweet, sweet cash, unlike other sportsbook, FanDuel gets you your cash in as little as 24 hours. Why?
because it's the right thing to do. So the right thing for you to do right now, download that FanDuel Sportsbook app now. Check out the app for yourself. Sign up, register using promo code BIGHEAD so they know I sent you. BIGHEAD. And when you verify your account, you'll receive $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. That's promo code BIGHEAD to get $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789. Again, the great folks at FanDuel Sportsbook. So we know that the Titans, that game is very much in question. We know that there are some issues about the Hurricane as well. I mean, LSU has already moved its game that was scheduled to be in Louisiana up to Missouri. Now we know that the Saints, they don't anticipate, they're saying that they don't anticipate having to evacuate and relocate for the Hurricane, but that certainly may change a little bit. The game against the Chargers is scheduled for Monday night against in the Superdome, but there are contingency plans, Anthony, to move the game to Indianapolis into Lucas Oil Stadium if needed. The Colts will be away playing the Browns, so that's what would happen. But at this point in time, they don't anticipate making those plans. They don't anticipate going through with them, but keep an eye on that situation.
Doing what they got to do.
Hurricane unfolded, hit at the Yucatan Peninsula yesterday. Going to kind of swirl through and start making its way again towards the Gulf. It's been a really rough hurricane season down there. We wish everybody the best as they go through all of that yet again. When we return, we will talk a little college football. I also have a thought or two on an NBA tip that I wanted to get to as well. So we'll do that as we roll on with hour number 2 of the program, Sports 56 Mornings. Pete and Sam with you in the Family Leisure Studios. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio. We are Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Pros today have to do whatever the job calls for, and the Home Depot is here to help make that easier. With a wide range of delivery options, you can get what you need, from job lot quantities to small supply runs, delivered where and when you need it. Don't want to buy the tool? Rent it. We've got the most innovative products and more ways for pros to find them, in-store and online. Pros are changing, so are we. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Ben Swinger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 125 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Ben Swinger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. 2 Memphis locations, one in Midtown on Hollywood Street across from the Liberty Bowl, and one in Cordova off Germantown Parkway next to the Fox and Hound. Visit their website, benswingerglass.com. Ben Swinger Glass.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. iBuyHouses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. iBuyHouses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. iBuyHouses.
Sports 56 traffic.
We only got one accident on the roadways this morning. That's the accident on Pleasant Ridge Road at Covington Pike. That's Pleasant Ridge Road at Covington Pike. And also just be aware of slow traffic on the interstate. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Latino Heat. Who's that jumping out the sky? Are you Mysterio? Here we go. Put the mask out, the girls that dance out, the boys just rock out. Better tap out. Go. Mamacita, I got that passion. It's like the law of Los Mujeres. Fall in love with that Latin charm.
I like what you're doing, Zach. Damn what Peter's talking about, man. I like what you're doing.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Like the little tag team mashup vibe you're doing, man.
That's fine.
Established singles wrestlers, coming together in the music they came out to. I like that, man. That's good homework, Zach. Shout out, man.
Thank you.
Let that man tell you ain't doing nothing right, man.
Hey, you're doing fine. I don't. Not my cup of tea, but it's fine. I don't know why we can't do like actual old school tag teams like Demolition, Heart Foundation, Road Warriors, Rockers.
We just got to doing it, bro.
Midnight Express. No.
We didn't do that like 3 weeks ago.
No, we did. We barely touched those.
Zach, put that on your thing, man. Put that on your
no old school. We need more old school.
Appease to Peter's demands, bro.
Thank you. I mean, music. It's all generic. Back in the day, that was real. That was real music.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with the WWE today too. We'll talk about that one.
All right, we'll go. Well, you're gonna wait till for Star.
Yeah.
To come on. Do you have another? You said you had an unpopular NBA opinion or something.
No, you said you had one. You said
yes. No, I thought you said you had. I thought you said that you had one. I don't.
No, I got a.
No, I'll tell you mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the wake of tomorrow night's Game 5, the Lakers have said that they're going to wear the Mamba jerseys.
Yeah.
Again. And I think, listen, I don't know exactly how to say this. I think the Lakers certainly, as an organization, and so many of the players, everyone could rally around the death of Kobe Bryant as a motivating force. What I don't get, I guess, or I don't think is, I don't know. It's not. I just find it inappropriate and find it kind of off-putting is the fetishizing of this whole thing, where, in Game 2, LeBron scored the 81st point with 8 minutes and 24 seconds left on the clock, and people say, "Oh, look, 81."
Yeah, that's a little bit too much to be too.
I just don't. Crazy. I mean, but it's people are doing this stuff, and every time somebody wins, it's like, well, it was because of the Kobe wanted us to compete and beat.
Or some stat that relates to
Kobe.
Some
stat that was like it was I mean, his impact is profound and huge, and and I think his legacy should always be remembered.
Mm-hmm.
What he's done for basketball, men's and women's basketball, phenomenal. But
all jokes aside, he did do a lot for women's basketball.
Absolutely, that's why I said that.
Yep.
That's why I said that.
That's a very, very forgotten point about Kobe Bryant as well. Yep.
Yeah. So let that man's legacy speak for itself, but let him rest a little. I find it over the top, and some people capitalizing on it, and some people using it to get extra clicks and likes and extra attention. And it isn't really about the legacy at all. I mean, for a lot of these guys, it is, and for the Lakers organization, obviously, it is. And those uniforms that he helped to sort of style and design and all that stuff. That means a lot. But anybody else, back off. Like, enough.
Yeah,
we got it.
Yeah, there is too much. It does seem
it's
like
too much
people
for
are
me.
being
There's a subculture of that. I don't
it does seem like people are doing too much, and being that we both we're both radio hosts, of course, but we also do write for companies that profit off of clicks. You know what I mean? So, and I know just from being in meetings or just hearing people talk or just seeing people's actions that Kobe Bryant and the Black Lives Matter movement have been something that have been it's been an overindulgence in as far as using it for gain and for benefit. When you look at SEO stuff and you just see Black Lives Matter everywhere and you see Kobe Bryant everywhere and stuff that has nothing to do with neither one. You know what I mean? It's just that you clearly see those type of things. I don't have the problem with the organization wearing the Kobe Bryant jerseys in a potential closeout game like this. I hate for them to lose with those on. I'm sure Miami might look at it like, oh, okay, so y'all celebrating tonight. Okay, I'm sure they're gonna look at it that way.
But that's a great point, because like if they lose in those jerseys, then is Miami like trying to deface the legacy of Kobe? Like, what is it? Like, what does that even mean? Like, that's what it's silly. Like when you start to bring up, this. But this is where I thought like, and not to get all theological, Zach, but this is I just got to go here. I feel as though God can work in lots of different ways. And I'm not, God can do whatever God wants to do. God is God. And goodness knows I would never understand how God works, right? But the idea that God works through certain sports-related things has always seemed quite astonishing to me. that would be that God would concern himself with that, but not other things. Or then if God concerns himself with that, then is he then actively rooting against the other team, that he doesn't want them to succeed? What if they had prayed to succeed? Would that prayer have overridden the I mean, like, there's a lot of theological sort of what ifs that when you get to that point that I don't really understand. It's like if everything happens for a reason, then there's a lot of atrocities in the world you're going to have to really explain to me the reason, or try to walk those people through what the reason was that God decided that they were the ones that were going to be, the people that say that tend to be in a fairly privileged position in order to make a comment like that. So I don't know. Like I said, when it's like bring like if the Heat beat them, does that mean they've now defaced Kobe's legacy? Like we start getting into weird just let the sports be the sports,
Yeah.
Believe however you want to believe, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like
I kind of get what you're saying.
God's probably worried about other stuff. I'm guessing.
And I'm sure.
I mean, God can worry about whatever. God's got infinite, worrying ability, so God can do whatever. But I feel like there's probably got to be a more efficient way to do this.
He could have deviated the responsibilities a little bit.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not God. I don't know, but I would think so, right? It seems silly to me.
It just seems like
the counterfactual to that doesn't make a lot of sense either. So
I doubt that God's like, hey, Kobe, they got a game tonight. They need you to
suit up and go down there and
pour your spirit down and block a couple shots and LeBron's gonna shoot.
Just shake the rim a little bit.
Yeah. Like the ball. It just went out and Kobe was
I just felt
the
Kobe.
same rim that Kobe. I could have sworn I saw Kobe out there swatting.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I mean, like LeBron made his he was 8 for 24 from the field, and he had he played 81 dribbles, and he did if you count the number in Kobe Bean Bryant, that's what is that? That's 14, and LeBron's name was very similar. What? Stop!
And the last person to do it was Kobe Bryant.
That's right. It's just
Kobe's sitting high in the sky, and LeBron's son got high, today. So I just think it was Kobe the whole time.
It's very similar.
He was just getting close. He was just trying to get close to Kobe.
I had a Kobe beef steak the other day that reminded me of Kobe, what it's all about. And Jelly Bean. Of course, I ate jelly beans in honor of Kobe's dad, Jelly Bean Bryant. You know what do you like?
Yeah, we just doing too much, man.
Just stop. Everyone's working too hard for this.
Yeah, all jokes to the side. Here's a fine line where we could just start being just disrespectful to his legacy.
It is like that's why just let him rest. Like it's too much. Like the Lakers basically as an organization, you know, whatever. He's a Laker. Those guys, they all knew. You know, Jeannie Buss, the Buss family, everyone associated with LeBron, was tight with him. There's lots of people that were tight with him. Hey, y'all do whatever. You're the Laker organization. What I'm saying is that when you start apprising everyone of spiritual intent, or you start to assign a spiritual intent. Oh, these jerseys, they're undefeated in this jerseys because Kobe's looking down on them.
No, they're a good ass.
What would happen if they what would happen if they lost? Kobe was like, he wasn't looking down on them. He like went to the bathroom and like, oh man, I was looking down. Oh, my bad.
I was having God or something, man. Oh crap.
I had to run over to the other wing of heaven. I forgot.
There was some actual fire. There was some actual forest fires in LA. I was dealing with real fast, man.
Like, what are we talking about here? Like, what is happening? Like, just stop this stuff. Like, stop this.
Oh, man.
This is not a movie. We're not I just feel like it's disrespectful to the man's legacy. It's just let it go.
I just had a vision of Kobe being an angel, and God said, "Hey, man, we got these forest fires out of control, man. We need you to take care of that. I need you to take care of that real fast." I know, but Game 5.
Game 5's on. Well, like, I just see all these murals. I feel like he's like in my mind these murals of like Angel Kobe like coming over that, like just.
We just do
like,
it.
Hey man, everybody copes with how they cope with it, and it's I can't tell anyone how to grieve.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to advise people like. You think that thing through a little bit. If you think God is working
doing
through
too
this,
much,
you think Kobe, then what's on the flip side?
Yeah.
Why didn't it work on these other situations? Yeah. And what would have happened if they had lost and all that stuff? So I don't know.
Now, in the moment when it first happened, bro, I was down for all of it. Even at the All-Star game, I was down for all of it.
Oh yeah.
But it's just so much going on, man. It's like
you remember the day. I mean, the day it happened, like it was like. The players didn't want to play.
Mm-hmm.
The 24-second violation followed by the 8-second violation.
Beautiful. All
that was all. Yeah. That was. I mean, at that moment, spontaneous. That's awesome. But like, when you start to continue to add to and add to and add to and add to, and then it gets a little bit sillier and a little bit sillier, and then we're talking about when they scored certain points and Kobe did this and that's when I said, okay, look.
I think so much of it is not just because he was Kobe, but also because of the fact that Kobe Bryant was the first player of our generation that passed away. Like he was, and that's hard. It's kind of hard to wrap your mind around. But like, think about it. Like, who's really, what like high tier players passed away in our lifetime? Like Kobe really is the first one, and he passed away not in the prime of his NBA career, but in the prime of life, where he still was a young man when he passed away or whatever. I think that adds to it because he is the first. He's the first one. I had this conversation with someone about Tupac. How I was like, Tupac was a great artist, but the fact that he was that first hip hop artist to pass.
Well, I mean, the first one of that. Like
size,
you had, I mean, like Lorenzen Wright, obviously. Still, you're talking about guys.
No, I'm talking about guys who huge influential guys. Yeah,
massive, legendary,
Yeah, those type of things add to their appeal and add to the way people respond to it. But I get it. Like it does seem like it's too much to the point where it's almost disrespectful to his legacy. Like I'm looking on NBA.com, and it's 24 thoughts on Game 4, which is obviously baited for you to click that.
Stop, stop, come on, man. I mean, it's getting to be a little bit too much. So I know it's and I know it's crazy to think about, and it is. Like, I mean, it was that day that it happened. Like I totally remember. I was meeting me and Omari Sankofa, former beat writer here, and now he's in Detroit. But me and Omari were having we actually ate over at Central Barbecue with one of our editors at The Athletic, and we just kind of trying to wrap our minds around like what was going on, like, and would they play? What did this mean? Like, it felt like, and you remember all the rumors about like, Rick Fox was in the thing, and it was Rick Fox with, it was just an enormous story, and it just felt there was a weight. It was crazy to think about, and how many players would change their numbers, and Dylan Brooks wasn't
changing anything. I think Kobe wanted me to go off. I averaged 24 shots a game in the bubble.
I'm averaging 8 points on 24 shots a game.
He told me. I ate the ball. I wouldn't pass it. I ate the ball. No one else was going to get it in honor of Kobe. Number 8. I took about 24 shots a game. I ate up most of the shot clock. I ate up most of the 24-second shot clock.
Try to average 24 points on 8 shots, but I say average 8 points on 24 shots.
In honor of Kobe.
That's a better approach. And I talked to Jared, and they agree with me. Mamba.
Just had the Mamba mentality.
The Maple Mamba, they call me.
Just had the Mamba mentality.
I remember Kobe talked to me one time, and he said, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm Dylan Brooks." I'll never forget that conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Dylan, he said,
and that
Dylan,
inspired me.
He said, "Dylan who?"
He said, "Are you a basketball player?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And he said, "Keep at it, son." I'll never forget that.
Oh man! Hold on, I gotta finish the joke. Hold on, you're not going to break.
Go. Well, I was about to.
God, I'm trying to think of his teammate in Oregon. God, good God, bro.
Oh, Jordan Bell?
No, the other one that was the guard. The light skinned one was the guard.
Yeah. Not Peyton Pritchard.
He played for Memphis. He played for the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Golly, bro. Crap. It's not even gonna be funny by the time I think of it, bro. It ain't Jordan Bell. God, the other guard. He played for Memphis, man. And people were giving me on Twitter saying that was my son. Good crap, man. Help me out, Zach.
Zach, come on.
For the Grizzlies?
Yes. He came from Atlanta in the
Tyler Dorsey.
Tyler Dorsey.
He said, I told Kobe. He said he didn't know who I was, and I said I played for Oregon. He said Tyler Dorsey. No, the other one. No. I always remember that.
They said Jordan Bell, and he said no, the other one.
Not him either.
And that's right. I'll never forget that. Phil Knight, when we talked about the shoe, he said Oregon's good, and I said, yeah, Oregon's good as a state. It's wonderful. And he said, the team, and I said, I never watched them, and I'll never forget that.
Oh man, any chance to take a shot at Dylan Brooks, you go take it.
Oh, I love Dylan. He's very, very lovable. You got to love that. All right, so when we return, we'll update you. There's some reaction from around the NFL and the new Titans thing. It's not great. We're going to talk to Dustin Starr coming up at 9:00. Also, we'll do a little college football preview for the weekend ahead. All of that still to come. Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
You know what sounds good? Fresh sandwiches and salads, homemade soups and desserts. And you know where to find all this delicious food? Paradise Cafe at Poplar and Ridgeway in the Regalia Shopping Center. The name says it all. Paradise Cafe makes their food fresh. Salads, sandwiches, cookies, and brownies. Hand-selected fruit, pimento cheese, even 4 kinds of chicken salad. The homemade soups change daily. They're said to be the best in the city. Try the signature turkey burger on ciabatta or shrimp salad on a croissant. Then top it off with a low-fat shake. Paradise Cafe has 11 kinds. Paradise Cafe, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 to 2:30. Observing current social distancing guidelines with patio seating. Curbside pickup and delivery are also available.
fresh and homemade for you. That's Paradise Cafe in the heart of East Memphis at Poplar and Ridgeway inside the Regalia Shopping Center. You know what sounds good? Paradise Cafe.
Hi, folks. Good news for bargain hunters and bandits from the Chevy Sheriff in Collierville. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Chevy. Over 500 Chevys and used cars in stock just in time for the Sunrise Low Price Rodeo. Factory rebates up to $7,500. Sunrise discounts high as $8,000. And don't forget, Sunrise specializes in secondary financing. Need a good body shop? Bring it to Sunrise. We work on all makes and models. Remember, you can bring your Chevy to Sunrise for service no matter where you bought it. Buy American and buy from Sunrise. Find new roads to the Sunrise Chevy Ranch. 385 in Houston Levy and Collierville. Chevy's cost less at Sunrise, partner.
It's back. The Carhartt Crazy Sale at Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch. Visit Frontier this month for huge markdowns on clearance Carhartt items. The latest fall line just launched, and Frontier is fully stocked. We've got jeans, shirts, bib overalls, jackets, coats, gloves, belts, boots, and more. And to make room for the new items, we've discounted a number of short sleeve plaids and t-shirts. Save up to 50%. All Carhartt jeans are now $5 off. This is the last jean sale of the year, so stock up now for yourself or someone else for the upcoming holidays. Christmas will be here before you know it, so you might as well save some cash now on what you know you'll need. All this month, we are including a buy one, get one half price sale on all novelty t-shirts by Simply Southern, Girly Girl, Live Oak, and more. It's the Carhartt Crazy Sale and more. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch. On the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Yeah. Break the walls down. It's the big show. And Jericho. I know I got you. Come on. Let's break
Back
the walls down.
Big Show, Chris Jericho with you from the Family Leisure Studios. Does that make you Chris Jericho on the Big Show, I guess?
Yeah.
I can get with it.
Anthony Sane.
I can get with
You got a story. You got a story.
man. I got a story, man. I was, as you all know, Kamala Harris and Mike Pence had their debate yesterday. I'm not really a politics person. I usually try to stick to sports. Now,
stick to sports.
Right.
Come on.
Now, the things that are mislabeled as politics, I can talk about those type of things all day, but I don't like to get into true political discussions. So I'm not going to say that I watched the debate. I, of course, heard the talking points about the fly on Mike Pence's head and those type of things. And I saw a lot of memes and saw a lot of jokes about kind of a lot of common stereotypes. And it was like, people are saying things like, I don't really think Mike Pence knows what he's about to get into. He's about to have a debate with a educated black woman. So we all know where this can go. Sometimes black women get the stereotype of being great talkers and debaters and wanting to argue and would not let you win a fight. Being surrounded by several black women in my life, I will say that I don't think that's a stereotype. I think that's 100% true. that black women are known for having very heated discussions where there's no chance, speaking of wrestling days, no chance in hell that you can win a debate with a black woman. It just ain't happening. You just tap out early.
No.
I'll tell that story to set up the actual story of what happened yesterday. I went to a local establishment called Pyros. I'm sure you all had them before. Great pizza, great salads, all these type of things. Great sweet tea at Pyros as well. But anyway, so I'm at Pyros. Line is extremely long.
Hope you're getting a kickback from that.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta sow them seeds, man. Black George and Peters, man. You gotta sow the seeds sometimes. So I'm at Pyros.
George wouldn't have said that.
You gotta pay me. But nah.
But anyway.
So the line is long as hell, and I don't know what happened to this Pyros, but they're extremely slow now. Like it used to be pretty fast, but they're extremely slow. I don't know if it's because they're getting online orders on top of the orders that are there in the restaurant, but just extremely slow. So there's this gentleman that's standing at the end of the line where he's already paid for his food. He's waiting for his pizza to come out. Now, you got to keep in mind, you got online orders, you got DoorDash, you got customers that are dining in, and you got just regular to-go orders that are there all at the same time. So this gentleman's getting very upset about the time it's taking for him to get his pizza. Now, this is an older white guy, probably around 60-something. kind of Mike Pence's age. And he decides that the most logical thing for him to do at this point is to start going through the pizza boxes that are sitting there waiting to be distributed to people to actually find his pizza. And I said, I know where this is going. So he starts going through these pizza boxes. And a lady who was also waiting for her pizza, who just so happened to be black, she reminded the people at Pyros as well as this man that was there that there are two things that black women don't play about, and that is their children and their food. Exactly, definitely co-signed both of those. Black women don't play about their kids, they don't play about their food. So this lady belts out, hey, I'm waiting on my pizza just like everybody else, and this man is opening up all these boxes. He's like, I don't want nobody going out through my food. And then what the man was doing was terrible. Like, the man literally was opening up boxes and looking through them to see if his food was in there. Now, the black people, we don't play about that. I mean, I can't speak for nobody else, but I know that, like, that triggered me as well to see the guy doing it. My food was still yet to go in the oven, so I wouldn't end that conversation. But yeah, I was literally praying that didn't jump off inside of Pyros yesterday. I felt very uncomfortable because I saw a black woman being tested and triggered, and I was really hoping it didn't go the way that it could have, and it didn't. It was resolved. The gentleman had to go back through the line because I think they ended up giving this pizza away. So they asked him to go back through the line, and they made his pizza over. He was heated, but he knew he didn't want to smoke, so he kept his true feelings to himself. Because that woman because he was looking like he was about to go off at first. Then when that woman said something about what he was doing, the whole conversation shifted. And there were
That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to do. What are you?
He was literally going through boxes like trying to make sure they like. He was doing like he was just at the house and just had several pizza boxes at his disposal. Like, bro, those are other people's food. And we're in the middle of a freaking pandemic.
And the assumption is like, well, these people are probably dumb. They can't figure out how to do it. Let me just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, let me find my own piece.
Let me find my own.
mine.
There's a process. There's a process.
Hold up. I don't want nobody playing about food. Oh, snap. Here we go. It's going down. Let's go.
Did she give a look?
Oh, she gave a look and a proclamation. She said, I don't want nobody because she was like, he going to do it. Yeah. I was like, oh, crap. Please don't say the words, make my pizza over. Because if that happens, that means they about to make all them people up there pizza over. It's going to be an hour before I get my food. Because it was like probably like 10 boxes sitting up there.
But if you're poking through your food, would you want them to make it over?
I'm just glad I went in that conversation. Yeah, I probably would have too. If dude would have opened my box,
you probably would. Yeah,
the black card would have rose up in me like, yeah, man. Yeah, I don't want my food touched either. Yeah, come on, let's make my stuff over, lady. But it was about to get bad. It almost went down at Pyros.
Man, that would be.
And it wasn't no moderators and it wasn't no flyers flying about the head. It was about to go down. I was like, oh snap.
And you're gonna have a whole lot of spectators watching.
Yeah, Zach has seen one of these situations go down before, man.
Several, and it's been hilarious.
Yeah. Black women don't play about their kids or their food, bro. They will cut and kill you over either one.
I don't mess with it.
Another thing about black people is that the well done steak and chicken fried hard is a thing. It ain't my thing, but it's a definite black thing. If your chicken isn't like chicken jerky by the time it comes out,
yeah, that's just disgusting.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's horrible. It's
any of that well done. No,
can't do it. No. But yeah, that's
ruining good food. Other than that,
but yeah, this woman's about to go off on this man. I was like, oh Lord, please. I was like, it was like Color Purple. She was like, Miss Seeley, like, don't do it. It was like one of them situations. Like man,
until you do right by my pizza.
Yeah. It was one of them type of situations. I was like, oh God, please don't let this lady go off on this man.
Hour number 3 on the way. Dustin Starr. Maybe we can book a match between that lady and that dude for the pizza championship. The Whitehaven championship belt could be on the line, too. We got to talk to Dustin about that and a whole lot more. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5.
Attention foodies, there's a great new place to eat in a great restored building. South Hall Cafe is now open for breakfast, brunch, and lunch in the former Tobacco Corner. Chef Jesus Ramon is creating classics from scratch with a twist. Enjoy all your favorites, including the best cheese grits in the South, a full bar, an in-house pastry chef, catering, online ordering for curbside or delivery, and a covered patio with live music on the weekends. We're open 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays and 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekends. South Hall Cafe, corner of Poplar and Mendenhall.
Hey, Tiger fans, this is John Stacy of the Wolf Chase Honda Blue and Gray Show. You can hear Drew Barrett and I talk Tigers with Tigers every Sunday night at 5 right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7. You never know which Tigers great we'll have in the studio with us either. We'll get them to call in, too. We are your go-to show for Memphis Tigers football. That's the Wolf Chase Honda Blue and Gray Show right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Are you looking for a dependable car at a fair price and guaranteed financing approval? Then you need to make your way to Collierville Auto Center, where one price shopping is the name of the game. Family owned and operated, Collierville Auto Center has been in the business for over 20 years and is proud to serve the people of this area. Collierville Auto Center is stocked with over 50 units, including cars, trucks, SUVs, and Highlines. Looking for a particular type of vehicle? Collierville Auto Center offers a locator service with 72-hour turnaround service. With over 30 years in the automotive industry, Scott and Martin would be happy to show you how their affordable pricing and guaranteed financing can work for you. Come see Scott and his professional staff of Terry, Branson, Q for your car needs. Conveniently located at 651 West Poplar Avenue, Collierville Auto Center is situated where Highway 72 meets Poplar and Collierville. Please look them up on the web at ColliervilleAutoCenter.com. Call at 901-853-0240 or simply come and see them for an outstanding car buying experience. At Collierville Auto Center, they're here for you.
Get fast-acting sore throat relief now in VapoCool Drops Honey Lemon Chill flavor. The only honey lemon drops with max strength and made with real honey for fast-acting sore throat relief. VapoCool Drops Honey Lemon Chill flavor starts working in seconds. Now VapoCool Drops in the flavor you love, Honey Lemon Chill. Make sure your family's prepared for cold and flu season. Get VapoCool Drops on your next grocery store trip. Also available from online retailers. VapoCool Drops Honey Lemon Chill flavor.
Have you thought about the holidays yet? Our friends at Window Genie not only clean windows, gutters, and concrete, they also hang holiday lights. Window Genie has a Christmas light rental program that includes custom design, installation, maintenance, takedown, and storage for your home or office. The best part, they're offering 15% off if you book by November 1st. Spend more time with friends and family this year and less time on the ladder. Call today for a free estimate, 901-424-4100. Window Genie, 901-424-4100.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test-driven, checked out from head to toe. Unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
We have an accident on Pleasant Ridge Road at Covington Pike, and also a new accident on South Perkins Road at I-240. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Hour number 3 from the Family Leisure Studios. Pete and Same with you on a beautiful Thursday. Weather's going to be lovely today. A little cloud in the sky, but Temperature right around 80 should be nice. No rain. Tomorrow, on the other hand, maybe a little bit of rain and a lot over the weekend, so be careful. There, we have much to discuss. We've talked about the Titans dealing with more COVID. They cannot get it out of their system. My goodness, it is ridiculous at this point, and some of the other NFL players are unhappy about it. We'll talk about that coming up later on. Also, a college football preview. It should be a big weekend. But right about now, every single Thursday, we are honored to welcome to the program our pal. He is all 5 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-star. Dustin Starr, who joins us to talk about the world of professional wrestling. How are you, Dustin?
Oh, yeah. Happy Thursday, guys. You heard any good stories lately? Seen any good one-on-one promo wars or anything like that? Maybe I'd love to be a fly on the wall. I don't know. What's up, guys?
Oh.
Good, man. How you doing?
You ever had a fly land on you in the
great.
middle of a promo? You never had a fly land on you in the middle of a promo, Dustin?
Come on, man. Well, I'm trying to think. We've wrestled outdoors a lot. I've even wrestled like right in the middle of like a rodeo pit where there's mud and manure and everything. You know, where what is it, a bull riding rink? And that was pretty interesting. Try catching your breath in the middle of one of those when you're wrestling. But no, I've never had a fly just come and just land right on my head and just chill for 4 minutes or whatever.
Have you ever been in an argument with a black woman?
No, I know better. I know better. And you were talking about that pizza a second ago. I don't care what color you are. Don't be going through my pizza.
Exactly, man.
Especially right now.
That dude was tripping, man. Like he had the audacity. He did it like, "Hey, I need my pizza. I'm about to go through all these." I was like, "Ooh,
you don't need it."
Like I know where this is going.
Bad, and speaking of promos, man, there's very few times in the wrestling business where you can cut a good promo without saying a single solitary word. I think Roman Reigns did it well the day after he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
He literally stood in the middle of the ring and they just booed him. He didn't have to say a word. And last night, those looks that Kamala was giving, that was cutting a promo without saying a word. Man, it was just, you don't have to tell me. When I see that look, I know. My Maria actually has a look similar to that.
Yeah. I think, there's a time when you just don't push any further. Like, you know what, we're good. I think your point is made. All right, Sane, what you got for you got something for Dustin?
Yeah, I had 2 takes I wanted to talk about with you. All right, well the first one is this one just recently triggered in my mind. I was listening to Zach had his return music was the Street Profits. Tag team entrance music.
Yeah.
And, of course, one of the members of the Street Profits is married to Bianca Belair. I have a weird what's the word I'm trying to say? I'm extremely intrigued with Bianca Belair. We were talking about arguing with black women. But she's almost like a walking meme as far as like, I know better. You say you know better than to argue with black women. Like, when she comes to the ring, like, she comes out, she wears this long weave ponytail. And she's swinging this ponytail, and she does this thing where she cuts a spin in the circle. I'm absolutely mesmerized by this woman every time I watch her come to the ring. Now, she's an attractive woman, but I'm not just going to say it's just because she's attractive. Like, her in-ring presence to me, and then the fact that she's, like, legit strong, but she's not like China strong, but she's, like, legit strong.
Right.
And she does promos where she does the same things men can do. I just think she's the most awesome women's wrestler I've seen in a very long time. What are your takes on her, first of all?
Yeah. First and foremost, I know better than to argue with any woman.
Exactly.
I've learned that the hard way.
Yeah, you can't win, man. You're not going to win.
No, you cannot win. Even if you think you win, you
lost.
find out you
lost. Yeah.
So, and secondly, to your point, Bianca Belair is a superstar. I mean, she pops off the screen. Mm-hmm. There was a vignette that she did last week where she beat everybody in a foot race. And a couple of my buddies were like, I didn't like that vignette. No, she's the fastest. She is the EST of WWE. So she's the toughest, strongest, fastest, bestest, if that's even a word.
Right.
But, yeah, you're right,
man.
I
think she's incredible, man. Like her, she jumps off the screen, literally, man.
And also, she is so physically fit. You compared her to China, that's a really good comparison. China, to me, is more like a bodybuilder, and looked fantastic and could beat the men. She was the first ever woman to enter the Royal Rumble. I mean, come on, 9th wonder of the world. But Bianca Belair is like probably the most physically fit athletic look that they have. And when she's swinging that ponytail, man, and she's giving that look, you know what's coming.
Yeah,
somebody's about to get whooped.
I saw her for the first time in NXT. Had a house show here in Memphis, and some drunk guy was like, get your fat out the ring or whatever. And she looked at him. She looked at him with a side eye, and she finished the match. And she came back to where that guy was, and she like rubbed her abs and was like, "Fat wear MF," and did the hair thing, slapped her hip and walked off. I was like, "Yes, yes, that woman is incredible."
Well, when she debuted with the Street Profits, and I thought that was cool because she's dating one of the Street Profits and whatnot, so that's cool. But also, I thought that she deserved to debut on her own because she doesn't need to be a +1 with the group. She is a star.
Oh, yeah, she's amazing.
Her versus Charlotte Flair, whenever that happens on WWE TV, it's going to be awesome. She's great.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Well, she's also from Knoxville. She went to Tennessee, so good for her. That's another little bonus, at least as far as I'm concerned. So I know some of y'all may not like that, but that's just how it goes. Right?
Hey,
she probably has something to say to you.
She's from the States.
Yeah, she probably have something to say to you guys for if you don't necessarily like that. All right, so second question: do you know? Are you familiar with Contar Macklin and perhaps his upcoming matchup with Zach Boyd, our producer?
No. Now is Macklin? Is that Corey Macklin's son?
No, he's not.
By chance?
I thought he was. I thought he was too at one time, but he's not.
Well, and I ran into Corey Macklin's son at a Grizz game, and last time I'd seen him he was just a little kid. But yeah, it just that name made me think of when I ran into Corey Macklin. Corey Macklin, who has passed away, and I met his kids when they were real little, and then meeting him as an adult was like, oh my gosh, wow. But no, I have not heard about this match. Who's going to win? I got to say Zach, and I don't even know what the matchup is, right? Because Zach's my boy.
Well, I wouldn't bet on Zach on this one.
No?
Nah.
Sorry, Zach.
Nah, I wouldn't vote on. I wouldn't have Zach's back at all on this one. Contar's a pretty big dude.
I can't have any moral support now. Like, what's going on, man?
Nah, Contar's a pretty.
I've got your moral support, but the boys are saying that you're outmatched here. Is what it sounds.
Well, yeah,
like.
physically, I'm not.
I don't think you have an advantage anywhere, Zach. Honestly, I don't think your wit can get you out of this.
Like, where do I get a championship belt? I need the Whitehaven championship belt. Is what we're looking for. This is for the championship of Whitehaven, Dustin. So we're trying to
make that happen.
Yeah, you got. I'm sure you got a belt person that we can make this thing happen. We need to get a nice Whitehaven championship belt.
Hey, there's a big wrestling event, drive-in spooktacular happening on Halloween Day. I might need one more match on it.
Oh, okay. Zach, are you? This is a good opportunity.
Yeah, I'll be the booker, man.
Yeah, let's book this thing. Let's book this thing. I can't wait.
Wait a minute.
I can't wait. This is great. Let's do this.
Wait,
for the Whitehaven Championship.
I'm trying to get Contar. I'm trying to get a verbal commitment from. Well, not
get a verbal commitment.
Trying to
get
a text commitment from Contar to make this happen.
Okay, let's make this thing happen for the championship, for the Whitehaven Championship.
That's in 4 weeks, man.
Zach should be sitting pretty on this, man, because you guys are like a trio tag team now. So you got Peter and you got Anthony. They should be in your.
Yeah,
corner.
I'm not helping. I'm not helping. I'm not helping at all.
It should be like a 3-on-1 contest.
No, it won't be that.
No, but I mean, I'll be entertained. I'll watch for sure, but I'm not going to be in his corner. It would remind me. We talked about it. He's a little bit like Black Spike Dudley is what I say Zach is. That's exactly what Zach is, where he just gets thrown around. I think he would just get thrown around, take some hellacious bumps, maybe go through the table a little bit. I think that there's a need for that. I think there's a need for that in the business. So let's go. Let's make it happen. Zach would make you look like $1 million, Dustin. Like he just bump like a champion for you.
Sounds painful.
It would be for him, not for you. You'd be doing great.
Hilarious.
Hey, I'm all for that, man.
A good enhancement talent match. You gotta love. Yeah, Zach, you could do that. You gotta enhance my man Dustin. Just take him to the next level. Just bump. Can you just take a beating? Would that be okay?
Take a beating? I mean,
take a beating. That's all. No big deal.
Yeah, I mean, Anybody could do that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take long. It wouldn't take long at all.
Like
be a short day at the office for you, no
sure.
problem.
Yeah, but I can't
Zach.
make any guarantees like my other side might come out. So I
What's that?
See, this is what I'm talking about.
I
This is
can't-
what I'm
I
talking
can't
about.
make any
See, this is
guarantees.
what I'm talking about. He really thinks he can do this. That's the best part. He really thinks he can win.
No,
this.
it's not necessarily me can't do it. I'm like the thing about fighting with me, like I'm typically not a fighter, but if you try to fight me, I will fight back, and typically the other side will come out of me for that to make.
Zach, do you even get mad? I don't know that
I
I've
do.
ever heard you get upset. at all.
No. Most of the time when I see Dustin and when I see Peter and Sane, I'm typically very happy. I'm very peaceful, and I'm very calm. It's just when people. Like, it's very rare that people get under my skin, but when they do, typically the other side comes out, and I try to like suppress it as much as I can because I want to remain peaceful. I don't want to cause any conflict. I don't want you to get hurt.
What is that? I want to see the other side. When does it come out? What happens? Are you like the Hulk? What happens? What is this?
You
What, I
wouldn't
want to
like
see
it when
this.
he's angry.
I just you don't want me to get angry. That's all I can say.
Zach said he go off on these folks, man. Unleash the Paw Patrol on him.
Man.
Well, Contar said he's got to see if he's available. He's not sure he's going to be in town.
Well, come on, man. This is. Zach, I cannot wait. I hope you have what they call in the business. You have worked yourself into a shoot here pretty quickly.
That's 4 weeks.
That's exactly right.
That is 4 weeks from now.
You're about to have an interesting introduction into the world of professional wrestling in a way that you may not have ever imagined that you would. I'm excited about that cool drive up spooktacular that you guys have going with Marco Stunt, the AEW talent. You've got talent from all over the area. You've got a lot of fun stuff happening for the kids too. So I think it's a pretty cool deal the way that you guys have kind of handled that to help the Halloween. Take it to the next level. And before we talk too much about that, I also want to get your thoughts because last night they celebrated the 30 years of Chris Jericho on AEW, and it was kind of fun at the end. They had the credits scrolled, and Chris Jericho was like all the name, like camera work was Chris Jericho, director Chris Jericho, producer Chris Jericho, music Chris Jericho. It was pretty funny. It makes me think because I've been a fan of Jericho's forever. 30 years is crazy for him.
Yeah.
And it just makes me feel old, honestly, to have watched for that long. But you think about a guy who really did it the hard way, went from Canada to Mexico to Japan to Smoky Mountain here, WCW here. I mean, he's wrestled pretty much everywhere you could possibly wrestle, and managed to diversify himself to being a musician, wrestler, host. Now he does the cruise ship thing. I mean, he's a real example for everybody in the business of how to keep yourself on top and relevant for that long.
He is. Yeah, if there's any wrestler out there that you would want to kind of model your career after, would be Chris Jericho, because he's basically set himself up. Like he is world traveled and he was successful everywhere that he went. I mean, when you debut in a promo against The Rock, goodness gracious, that's probably one of the most epic memories that I have. But when you see everything that he's done, he's basically set himself up for whenever he wants to stop wrestling. I mean, like you said, he's hosted shows, he's promoting shows, he's a rock star. There were some rock and roll legends that were on the program on AEW last night, just congratulating him on 30 years of being in the ring. And one guy said, "Wait, Jericho's a wrestler?" Because he has been so successful at being a rock star too, and he literally does it all. So any aspiring wrestler or any wrestler that's currently working on the independents that are listening to this, that's what you need to do. I used to have blinders on to where all I wanted to do was wrestle. That was it. If there was a radio gig or if there was, a commercial or something, like, that's not wrestling. I'm not interested in doing that. But then once you kind of get to the WWE level or get close even, you think, wow, okay, I don't have to get in the ring and take bumps. I can be a part of this business and do this. So there's just so many other things that can spring off of professional wrestling, especially if you're successful at it. And Chris Jericho has done every single thing that there is. I mean, look, He even helped launch AEW into what it is today. He was the segment that got their first 1 million viewers. That is a big feather in the cap. And I can promise you, I don't care what anybody says, he will go back to WWE and he will be put in their Hall of Fame, and they will welcome him with open arms because it's all about business. And that's what Jericho is very good at, is doing business. Whether it's losing to Orange Cassidy or, being dumped into a big pool of mimosa, anything that's good for the business, Jericho. And he's very creative. So he's another guy that creates something and then he gets it trademarked and copyrighted. And I think he even worked out a deal with WWE to where they own certain elements of his career and his, verbiage or whatever you want to call it, trademark. And then he owns some of it too. So he's such a good business guy. Even when he's not working for you, he's still kind of working for you, if that makes any kind of sense. But 30 years, I could remember being a kid watching him in WCW in the cruiserweight division, where he was just being funny and being annoying and obnoxious. And then lo and behold, a couple of years later, that turns into a big promo with The Rock that just springboarded his career, bigger and better than ever. It's been awesome to watch him too.
Dustin, another thing I want to discuss with you, man. I'm extremely offended by something that's going on in the WWE right now. Not personally, because I can't relate to this isn't my ethnic group, but if I was, I'd be extremely ticked off. It's just certain things. It just seems like Vince McMahon and the WWE just can't avoid certain tropes and certain stereotypes. They just won't leave alone, man. And I saw one. Yeah. I want to say it was Monday when I saw this, when Retribution unveiled their leader. And, of course, the person they pick would be someone that is of Pakistani and Indian descent, and Mustafa Ali. Yeah, let's make that guy the leader of the terrorist organization that's inside of the WWE.
Oh, my God.
It just seemed like I saw that. I was like, come on, man. You literally had this is where you had to go with it. Like, it's like, here we go again. We're down this road again with the WWE just making another offensive selection as far as their storylines are concerned, and I'm half joking about it, but it just seems like, okay, man, like there's so many other guys you could have picked to avoid going there with it, but here we are.
I think I haven't seen that point been made probably near enough. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because it's true. It's absolutely true. It's another stereotype, but also we've talked about on this program to where I thought it should be a CM Punk or a Wade Barrett, somebody that's a big star to really legitimize that group.
Wade Barrett would have been awesome.
Oh my gosh, he was the leader of the first Nexus, and I wouldn't want him to call him Nexus 2, but to be a leader of a second group that could be very, very successful in the business. But instead, and I'm not hating on Mustafa Ali. I mean, he's a great athlete. He's a good wrestler. He needs that push. They obviously see something in him for him to be the leader of this group that's literally taken over Monday Night Raw. But you know what we're about to get with Survivor Series kind of right around the corner, and also Hell in a Cell coming up. We're about to get these two groups, and I don't know how they're going to spin it, but one of them is an African-American group, the Hurt Business, and one of them is a terrorist type of group like the Retribution group that we're seeing.
Right.
So they're going to have to be very, very careful. And the Survivor Series is always a team versus team.
Right.
So we'll see where we go, how they get there and all that kind of stuff. But I do think it's a huge opportunity for Mustafa Ali to become a big player, because he's very well deserving of it.
Yeah.
But, yep, the WWE
just had to go down that road.
They push those buttons. They like to push those buttons because that makes people react. It makes people react on social media. It makes people react in the arenas, whether it's virtual or not. Those types of things, they push people's buttons. And that's what being a heel and, being a babyface is all about.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. This is where, to me, professional wrestling, the storytelling aspect of it is historic. It goes back to, centuries ago, truly. One of the oldest forms of entertainment out there. And you have to tell stories, and you have to tell the stories in the ring. Sometimes you have to tell the stories with your body. You have to tell the stories with your match. Especially back in the day, you couldn't necessarily use TV and all kinds of stuff. You had to tell it in the ring, and you had to be over the top and all that sort of thing. And so I think back in the day, you could use caricatures to kind of get your point across and to kind of cheat the story a little bit. Like, oh yeah, and and it was, people were more accepting of stereotypes. People were more accepting of that stuff. I mean, you can look at any black wrestler from the 70s, 80s and stuff. People, that's just what people, and it was just sort of the accepted norm. It wasn't right, but that was the accepted way to do it. You look at the Iron Sheik stuff back in the old days. You look at the homophobic stuff, Gorgeous George and all that. I mean, that was just classic wrestling tropes. But what's disappointing, Dustin, is that, like, I get, back in the old days, like, I don't think it was right, but in the time you sort of, like, you just have to understand that was part of the time. But it's 2020, and we're still falling back on this stuff in professional wrestling. Mm-hmm. Like, we still
prime
have too many of these. It's
Jim
ridiculous.
Cornette is a prime example of old school not matching up with new school. I love Jim Cornette to death, but the guy is just out of his mind on some of his takes and some of the jokes that he thinks. He's out of his mind. Like, some of the things that he says. He recently got in trouble on NWA television and had to resign because of a joke that he made that might have been okay back in the 70s or 80s, and he probably used that joke back in the 70s and 80s,
sure.
But then he told it again, in 2020, and it didn't work, and he had to go. And there are people out there that still defend stuff like that, and it's not okay. You can't make jokes and stereotypes. There's a lot of stuff that you cannot do, and we should have never been doing it in the first place. But especially in today's day and age, it's just unacceptable. And we'll see where they go with this type of stuff. I do remember being in WWE developmental. This has been years ago, where they did not want Jinder Mahal to wear a turban. And the reason is they didn't want to stereotype him and get him that type of heat. But then when you fast forward to when he became WWE champion nearly 10 years later, guess what he was wearing? Mm-hmm. He was wearing the turban, and he was doing the whole gimmick. And the reason is because they had to revert back to that stereotype. Yeah. So they had to revert back to it, and they made him a heel in that way. And it was because people didn't react before, and people did react now. And it's sad, but that's what they do, man.
Well, I will say there's ways to push past
it. On our show, on the Championship Wrestling show, we are as diverse as it gets: male, female, Hispanic, white, black, you name it. I mean, we are very, very diverse on our programming. So it's not every wrestling organization out there, but unfortunately, it looks like the biggest one still can't learn that lesson.
I think it's one of the cool things about Championship Wrestling, and when I watch it does reflect, I think, more of a modern approach to the whole thing, and it's a nice fusion of old school kind of philosophy in the ring and the new school way of telling the story, which is cool. I like the approach very much. You guys got a big show, I'm sure, coming up on Saturday. Tell us about that, and tell us about the Spooktacular coming up on Halloween.
Man, last week, our minority owner and matchmaker, Nico Marquez, literally canceled the women's division. It was insane, but you know that's not going to stand. So tune in on Saturday, and at the top of the program, we're going to address that situation, and we're going to handle business like we should. So also speaking on the women's division, we have CeCe Chanel, who was on pay-per-view just last week on Primetime Live. She's a star on Women of Wrestling, the WOW program that was on Access TV. So she's very well known. She's going to be in action at the Spooktacular. And it's a drive-in wrestling event, basically on Halloween Day at 3 p.m., where you can stay in your car and watch wrestling, or you can get out. We prefer that you wear a mask. Go get some food at our food trucks and everything. And there's one low price to get your entire car or truck load in. So for just $25, you guys can pack your car full of your friends and family and then head out to the wrestling event. You can get your tickets now at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. But the coolest thing is it benefits the Hilda Hood Foundation of Memphis, and it helps them build the Hero Empowerment Center, which their slogan is that superheroes come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors. And it's going to be right there in Hickory Hill. It's very similar to the redevelopment that they're trying to do at Orange Mound, but except for this one will be right across the street from the Hickory Ridge Mall. So we'll be in a wide open outdoor area in the parking lot of where that future home of the Hero Empowerment Center will be. But like I said, Marco Stunt from AEW, since the last time we talked, Peter Avalon, the librarian from AEW, he's going to be there. We talk about diversity. Watts Eric Watts was our champion for over a year. He's probably 6'8", 260 pounds. He was just on AEW last week. He's going to be there in action. And also I heard that Humongous, I know you remember Humongous from back in the classic Memphis Wrestling days. There's a new incarnation of Humongous that's going to be there, and how fitting for him to be there on Halloween Day. So it's going to be an awesome show. Grab those tickets early, championshipwrestlingmemphis.com, and it benefits a great cause in building the Hero Empowerment Center.
You are the man. I look forward to your training montages with Zach as you try to get him ready.
Yes,
for
I do want to book that match.
Well, we can make this thing happen.
We got the show is one more match, Zach.
There we go, baby. Let's go. Let's get this. Let's book it. Let's make it happen. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be fantastic. Dustin, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you guys. I enjoyed it every week.
That's right. Dustin Starr. He's the man. We love talking with Dustin. I can't wait to see Contar Macklin v. Zach Boyd in the ring. This is going to be what an epic matchup. We're going to talk about that. Maybe get a confirmation. Who knows?
Yeah, Contar said he's down. He probably beat him while eating a corn dog. Is what he said about.
That'd be entertaining. I'd like to see that. That'd be great. Zach, you could eat some veggie burgers or whatever. You
veggie dogs.
That's right.
Just eat corn.
Back with you in the Fan Radio Studios momentarily. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7, and 98.5.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Hey, Tennessee! Sports betting is almost here, and FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you an exclusive offer to get started. Right now, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving users $50 in free bets just for signing up. You heard that right. They're giving you $50 in free site credit to register and verify early. No deposit required. FanDuel is America's #1 sports betting site for a reason. They've got odds on all the biggest sports in a simple, intuitive app that makes it easy to find the bet you're looking for, then lock it in. And unlike other sportsbooks, once you win, FanDuel gets you your cash in as little as 24 hours. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. But right now, the right thing for you to do is download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and check out their fantastic app for yourself. Just be sure to sign up and register using promo code BIGHEAD. That's me, Peter, with the big head, so they know I sent you. Use promo code BIGHEAD, and when you verify your account, you'll receive $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. That's promo code BIGHEAD to get $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. 21 and older and present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One with a Thursday night football preview. It's NFC action to start Week 5 with a battle of 3-1 teams as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Chicago to face the Bears. For Nick Foles in Chicago, Sunday's loss to the Colts was their first. And for Tom Brady in Tampa, a come-from-behind win over the Chargers was their third straight, a trend that Brady says shows their progress.
It's a long season, and we're 25% of the way through, so it's not early anymore. You know, we have a decent sample size. We got to figure out what we're good at, what we're not good at, and keep working to get better. And I know we have a lot of playmakers out there, but we got to continue to gain trust in one another and ultimately play well for 60 minutes and see what it looks like if we can do that.
Kevin Harlan and Tony Baselli will have the call from Soldier Field when the Bears host the Bucs on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? If you're thinking about replacing your headlights, be sure to do it in pairs. That way, you won't have uneven lighting over time. Right now, you can get a $10 AutoZone gift card by mail or email when you buy a Sylvania Silver Star Ultra Twin Pack or 2 single packs. And with our next day delivery and free same-day store pickup, you can get it all fast. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
New appliances mean a family recipe simmering on the stove and fresh sheets in the dryer. At the Home Depot, they also mean saving even more on your next appliance. Samsung brings innovation to your kitchen and laundry room. And right now, we'll bring it right to your door, delivered free. Bring style and function home with fall savings on your next Samsung appliance at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on purchases $396 or more, valid through October 21st, U.S. only.
Hey, Tiger fans, this is John Stacy of the Wolf Chase Honda Blue and Gray Show. You can hear Drew Barrett and I talk Tigers with Tigers every Sunday night at 5 right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7. You never know which Tigers great we'll have in the studio with us either. We'll get them to call in, too. We are your go-to show for Memphis Tigers football. That's the Wolf Chase Honda Blue and Gray Show right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Zach, what's your entrance music going to be?
I don't know.
Kirk Franklin.
Probably.
Oh, gotta be.
I'm gonna yeah. Stop. Yeah, you might make you want to get stomped.
Can't wait for this matchup. It's coming up at the end of the month. Contar Macklin v. Zach Boyd for the Whitehaven Championship of the World.
You're going to get people hyped up for this match. That's not going to happen.
What are you talking about? Of course it's going to happen. We're gonna make sure this thing happens.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man. Don't you want to help the Heal the Hood Foundation?
Come on, man. Are you against kids? Are you against kids?
You don't care anything about kids?
I love the kids, man. But I don't need to sacrifice my body.
Come on, man.
Yeah, well, let's see how much you love them. That's all you got to do is get in there and win. You said you're going to win anyway, so you get to show.
You said if somebody push you, man, you're going to turn to you say you ain't no killer, but don't push me, man. So
yeah,
you doing all that tough talk about an hour ago, man.
Oh man, that's real life, man. This is.
He's like, yeah, y'all don't want to see me without. Oh, so wrestling ain't real life? Oh, you want to be that guy live on there? Oh, okay. I'll make sure I let Contar know that wrestling isn't real life.
Yeah,
I got you, brother. I got you, man.
That can be your theme music.
You said, well,
I ain't a killer, but don't push me. You still talking? Let's get that song. There you go. Life or death.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this. This is very exciting.
Yeah, Zach.
Zach, come on. We
this is on short time. That is very short
man,
time.
I don't want to hear it.
You just got on here saying that you ain't no killer, but don't push me. If somebody bring that side of me out of me, it's gonna be on. Now you talking about you need 4 weeks to get yourself together. Yeah. Man, get out of here.
I probably need more than that.
You got 3 weeks. No. You got 3 weeks to get yourself together. That's it. That's plenty. You're good. 3 weeks. Contar says he's going to hold a corn dog while he's doing that. So there you go. You got the whole thing right there. He could choke on the corn dog theoretically. You could get the win right like that.
He could have. He can.
He chokes on the corn dog. There you go. You get yourself a victory right there. We talked about this weekend. We do have a whole bunch of college football, and I think saying that the most intriguing there's a few intriguing games nationally. The one that's nationally going to get the most attention and is the most intriguing from a national championship standpoint is Miami against Clemson. I think they're if you could see the upset there, Miami then becomes a legitimate national championship contender. If Clemson, beats them down, then it's like, business as usual. I'm intrigued by that game, and I think Miami has a real opportunity to win it. I would certainly take Miami plus the 14 if you're going to bet. Now, the other one that I think though is really intriguing is Tennessee at Georgia.
Yep.
And Tennessee.
We talked about this game.
Did you know that Tennessee has the longest consecutive loss streak versus top 10 teams in the country? They have lost 33 consecutive games against top 10 teams.
No, I didn't know that. That's a pretty
33 consecutive games against top 10 teams, Anthony Sane. And you get a chance in the SEC to play a few every year. And Tennessee has yet to come up with a victory right there. Just an astonishing stat.
So do you think they break that streak Saturday?
Well, here's the thing. I do. I think.
Uh-oh.
I think this Tennessee team is well. Kirby Smart yesterday said that he thinks that Tennessee's better than Auburn, and thinks that they are a legit good team, and I think he's right about that. Normally, you might play that off as like coach speak or like trying to, and there's obviously some element of that. But I think he's legit in terms of what Tennessee can do. If you look at the way that they're structured, they've got a really solid defensive group. They got some good leadership on that side of the ball. They have one of the best offensive lines in the country, with a very talented running game. And you've got a quarterback who, I'm not 100% sold on Garantano, but he can make some throws, and he's got a really good crop of receivers that have made plays even when he doesn't necessarily make the most accurate of throws. So you combine all those things, and that puts you in a game. You're going to be in a game pretty much any time out, particularly if you can control the line of scrimmage with that offensive line. You can control the flow of the game. I think that's where this is a Tennessee team that's different than some of the ones that we've seen previously. Yep. A few years ago, the line was just pitiful. Like, it couldn't control anything. And that's why Tennessee was losing to the Georgia States of the world and nearly losing to Appalachian State and kind of embarrassing themselves out there at times. It's a different group now. And I think Jeremy Pruitt has done a really good job. This is a battle of former D coordinators at Alabama. There's all kinds of things. These two have no love lost between each other. I do think, though, I'm calling it now. I think Tennessee, obviously I'm taking them plus the 12.5, but I think they win this game straight up. I would take Tennessee on the money line. I think it's time for them to take that next step, and I feel pretty confident in their ability to do it.
Yeah, when football is a pretty simple game. It's been the same pretty much, no matter how much teams spread out the field or whatever they're doing. It's still a game that can be won in the trenches. And if you've got a good offensive line, good defensive line, those types of things can make you a great team. And Tennessee actually does look legit. I joked about it when you said this time last week about Tennessee. But after actually seeing them play, they look like they're for real, man. And I think that this matchup with them in Georgia, if anything, it'll be a great game. I definitely would take those. You said 14 points is the line?
12.5 now.
Yeah, I definitely would take that 12.5 points on that game. Like I said, Tennessee, I think they're for real, man. And this is definitely a test, just like you talked about in the Miami game. If with Miami and Clemson, if Tennessee can win this game, you have to say they're for real at that point, beating number 3 team in Georgia.
Again, I think it's bound to happen at some point. If not this game, then soon enough. Tennessee is moving in the right direction for the first time in a long time. You can see Tennessee actually moving towards something sustainable, something that's actually representative of the kind of program that they were 2 decades ago, rather than what they've been over the last 10 or so years. Mm-hmm. I think Jeremy Pruitt. I don't know. The jury's still out on him, obviously, but I think initially, at least, he's done a pretty good job. In recruiting, he's done a really nice job recruiting. He's built a team that has an identity, which is a big thing for me. I like the teams that have an identity, and a team that can control the point of attack.
Right.
That's pretty strong, and I'm still not. Georgia looked better last week, but I don't know quite what they are at this point. So obviously, if they can get good quarterback play, and if that whole situation is resolved, then that puts them in a great position. But I think Tennessee's in a good position to kind of upend that streak a little bit. I'm certainly taking them, like I said, plus the 12.5. I think that's one of my
Why do you think the line is that high? It doesn't seem like a smart line on the game at all.
No, I mean, because Tennessee hasn't done anything. I mean, Tennessee hasn't proven anything to anybody, and Georgia has. Georgia's been consistently really good, and Tennessee hasn't. Tennessee is not that far removed from, just kind of farting around with South Carolina to start the season. Right. Still plenty of questions about Tennessee. I mean, again, I'm looking at it from where I think Tennessee's going, but if you look at it just kind of objectively, you still would have a lot of questions about what Tennessee's up to. So I get the line. I think personally, I think it's too much, and I think also you've seen some of these lines. You're still kind of going back from last year before, and this year especially, man. You can't go in previous years. I don't even know how you go on this year's stuff sometimes, right, with how weird it's been, with how much time there's been away, with the problems that you've seen, some teams in adjusting, games delayed, practices delayed, all that stuff. It's been really, really weird. I don't think you can. It's hard. I don't envy the Vegas folks to try to put a line on some of these games. Like, I just don't. It doesn't make any sense to me that Florida is only a 6.5 point favorite at Texas A&M. It just doesn't. That one doesn't make any sense to me. I think Florida destroys Texas A&M. A good stat from the Bear on the ESPN, Chris Fallica, says since 2000, 55 teams have played a home game as a ranked team against a top 5 opponent. Texas A&M is the only one of those teams to play at least 4 and not to have a win. So 55 teams have played a home game as a ranked team against a top 5 opponent. Texas A&M is the only one that's played at least 4 and doesn't have a win. They're 0-5 as a ranked team hosting a top 5 opponent. And they have another chance against number 3 ranked Florida, and I don't think they're going to win this one either. I think it just tells you how close they've kind of been and then how far they have yet to go. Give me Florida minus the 6.5. Got a little update on the Tennessee Titans situation when we return. And where they stand right now, what could affect the game over the weekend. We'll talk about that when we come back. This hour of the program brought to you by Acura of Memphis, online AcuraMemphis.com. Go see them at 385 and Ridgeway. Our pals at Acura of Memphis. AcuraMemphis.com, the best in luxury, style, savings, security, you name it. It's all for you over at Acura of Memphis. Back after this, Real Sports Talk Sports 56, 96.1, 98.5 FM.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levee Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary. Family Leisure's done it again. We're talking about the world's biggest spa sale. Up to 30% off on spas and swim spas. Choose from hundreds of different spas from multiple manufacturers. There is special financing available, and if you are in the market, special pricing now as summer starts to dwindle on chemicals and accessories. Always professional delivery available. The spas are going crazy at Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road. I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 115 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. So easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. Stock up heavy on all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet. The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
So now the 2 more Titans have COVID. NFL expected to come down pretty hard as soon as they possibly can on Tennessee, especially because they have notified the Titans. There was some thought initially that the more strict punishments, including forfeiture of games and all kinds of stuff like that, couldn't apply to the Titans because they hadn't been informed prior to this in-person activity, but that is not true. Paul Kaharski reporting that, in fact, the league had informed them the day before these workouts came to they actually happen over at NBA, including Ryan Tannehill and others, that the NFL had informed the Titans that, in fact, there were stricter punishments for in-person meetings, activities, that kind of thing. There were to be none of that. And the Titans apparently went ahead and did it anyway, whether the organization knew about it or didn't, or who knows. It's a complete lack of control and an embarrassing look at this point for this franchise. In the NFL, you can expect that there's some serious jeopardy as to whether the Bills game is going to go on. I can't imagine the Bills wanting to go through with it. They wouldn't want to take a loss, certainly, but, I think at this point, you give them a win. I know that Torrey Smith has come out and said there are many players who think that they should be just forced to forfeit these games. And the question, would players get game checks and all that stuff for games that were forfeited? Would the Bills players get paid game checks even though there was no game? I think you'd have to kind of work that out with the union, but there's no question saying this is a ridiculous situation that's unfolding.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand, man. It's
ridiculous, and the organization is going to be severely punished. You're talking potential draft picks taken away, forfeiture of games. This is as serious as it gets, and you cannot mess around with people.
Right.
They've got 23 people now in the organization that have this. Yeah. Insane.
And it's not like when this news comes out, we kind of, laughed or chuckled about it at first, but, anybody can get COVID-19. I can get it. I can get it being precautious. I know people who've been super precautious who still have gotten it anyway. I can get it. You can get it. Anyone can get it. But the fact that it seems like they're being so loose with some of the things they're doing, practicing when they're not supposed to be practicing, going and hiding and having secret workouts inside of high schools and all these type of things, you don't really feel sorry for the Titans or what they're doing. The disease is terrible, and it moves in stealth, you know what I mean? But you still have to be wise with the way you're going about things. And the fact that it looks like the Titans organization is not being wise about it, like, you're not going to be it's going to be hard to find people who are feeling sorry for you. And Twitter is going in on them, Facebook is going in on the organization, and they just have to step up and do what they need to do.
Well, step up and do what they need. They should have been doing that from the get-go. It's crazy to me that this is it's still, it's one thing if it's just some kind of weird circumstance or some kind of insane coincidence or I don't know, whatever. Yeah. But this is stuff that you're working out very publicly at a very large and well-funded high school in the area. Yep. MBA, Montgomery Bell Academy, is extremely rich, very wealthy, a lot of money, a lot of people. It would be very difficult to work out there and not have somebody notice. There are also apparently a DB group that worked out at Belmont, the college there. So, right. I mean, this is flagrant. Like this is disrespectful
Yep.
to the rest of the league, and it goes back to what we were talking about with how irritated I was with this gathering,
Yeah.
The Supreme Court justice thing that the White House and everyone else did. Like it's just disrespectful to everybody else that's trying to follow the rules. For
Their
some
rules.
people to think that they are above it,
Right.
And that are trying, it doesn't really apply to us. Nah, we just got to do that. No, the NFL is going to come down hard on the Titans, and they should.
Yeah.
It's an embarrassing moment for the franchise. It's a really, forget about bad look. That doesn't even cover it. I mean, it's really harming a league that, whether you like it or not, whether you appreciate what they're doing or not, they're trying very hard to try to have a season in one of the most challenging times in human history. And you got this one franchise that is just bound and determined to screw the whole thing up.
Yep, I wonder what certain people's takes are who cover sports in that area. I wonder what are some of the, even the national hosts, I wonder what they have to say about that whole.
I don't really think about
because
those people.
it's going to
I'll
be.
be honest with you.
You know it's going to be some
I don't
nonsense.
think about those people. Yeah, I don't think about those people. I'll be honest with you. They don't ever cross my mind.
You know, I'm being sarcastic, of course, but you know it's going to be some nonsense. You know it's going to be people defending it, and
of course,
why can't they just play? Those guys are healthy and they're not dying. So, But yeah, man,
ridiculous.
Oh,
tomorrow we got. Go ahead.
Before we leave, Texas wants me to confirm or deny that you're high, and confirm as far as your takes on UT not getting crushed on Saturday. He said that you sound like you're high. Can you confirm or deny that?
I mean, I'm high on life for sure.
Okay.
I'm high on love, but I'm not high on drugs. So that's what the texter's referring to. No, I'm drug free. I'll take a
high on life,
test right
high
now.
on love, but not on drugs.
That's exactly
Shout out
right.
to me.
I've got hope in my brain and I've got dope out my veins. And
Yep.
that's I'll just stick to that.
You never get nowhere smoking the pipe.
To me.
Shout out to
That's
me.
right.
Shout out to you. Yep.
Actually, shout out to who was my man there?
James Salton, Reverend James Salton.
James Salton, Reverend James
Up
Salton. Shout out
from
to
the
Reverend
world.
James Salton. Get it close to God.
Get it close
Coming up
to God.
next is middays.
Yep.
Getting close to God too, I'd imagine. For the next 3 hours, Greg and Eli, y'all have yourself a great Thursday.